And a good evening and welcome to Scott City Beaver basketball here tonight on Mix 94.5, also on the Beaver Broadcasting Network. And Scott City sees the end of their third game road trip come to an end tonight. And their first game here in Lakin in 3 years. Tonight it's Scott City and Lakin from the High Plains League. As Scott City face their lone High Plains League team of the season. On the girls' side, Lady Beavers are trying to get to that 10-win mark where they haven't been in 4 seasons. As last week, they took on the Ulysses Tigers on Friday night and picked up a 34-32 hard-fought victory in a wild affair that went back and forth there down the stretch, but the Lady Beavers prevailed in the end 34-32, and they actually did move up in the rankings this week in the Kansas Basketball Coaches Association poll, as they're now ranked number 9 in Class 4A. Over on the other side, Lakin, they've had a really good season. They've hit the 10-win mark once again this year. They are 10-5 on the year, and they are 4-1 in the High Plains League with 1 league game to go. That'll be on Friday, as they took down Cimarron on the road on Friday night, 49-34. They've won 2 in a row in 3 of their last 4, with wins against Southwestern Heights and Syracuse in regular season play. And all but the Cimarron game are right here. Their loss sandwiched in there was against the state-ranked Wichita County Lady Indians a couple of weeks ago. On the boys' side, we should have one that I think could be an exciting one here tonight. These two teams played to a 3-point game a year ago, and hopefully see something good like that. But, of course, we wanted it into Scott City's favor. As on the Scott City side, the Beavers are trying to snap a 2-game skid here as they fell Ulysses on Friday night in a tough one, 45-41, as the Beavers are now 8-7 on the year and 1-2 in GWAC play. And their opponent are the Lakin Bronx tonight. They have won 8 in a row. They're ranked number 9 now in the KBCA polls in Class 3A. They're new to the rankings there this week, their first ranking in a couple of years. And they're 4-1 as well in the High Plains League. On Friday night, they took care of Cimarron on the road, 66-38. Well, I thought maybe they were going to start the 20-minute clock here sooner here, and they have not. So we'll have a little bit of time here, but of course, to remind you here, for Scott City, they will be at home on Friday night. It'll be homecoming, winter homecoming at Scott Community Event Center on Friday night, as they'll host the Holcomb Longhorns. And then, of course, Thursday night, there's wrestling at home. It'll be the high school boys, their final competition before regionals, as they will match up. They'll duel the Cimarron Blue Jays. They'll mix in the youth kids from both kids programs from Gray County and Scott City, mix them in between the matches on Thursday night. And then Saturday, it's the Class 4 through 1A girls regional wrestling at the Scott Community Event Center. That'll begin at 9 a.m. on Saturday, as there'll be over 30 teams involved, 30 schools, I should say, involved in that tournament this year. And so that'll be a lot of the people coming to Scott City on Friday night into Saturday. So that'll be a cool sight to see. We'll take a 3-minute timeout, and when we do come back, we'll have comments from the head coach for the Lady Beavers of Scott City, and Amy Felker, once again back after this 3-minute break. This is Scott City Beaver Basketball.
BBN is brought to you by HRC Feed Yards, J&R, Next Tech Wireless, Red Barn Enterprises, S&T Communications, Scott County Hospital, Scott Co-op, Security State Bank, Turner Sheet Metal.
As your local community foundation, we are dedicated to preserving local wealth so the communities in and around Scott County will forever remain an attractive place to live, work, and raise a family. We respond to the needs of our community through grant making, scholarships, and other special projects. To learn more, visit us online at scottcf.org.
For exceptional service in real estate, put Stephanie Shapland at Shapland Real Estate to work for you. Property homework is what we do best at Shapland Real Estate. We put forth every effort to get results that move you. Our expertise in buying and selling residential, commercial, and agriculture property is built on the tradition of trust and thoroughness that you deserve. Shapland Real Estate takes pride in our community and in cheering on our students in all that they do. Give Shapland Real Estate a call or visit our website today.
The dedicated team at Norder Supply is passionate about assisting our customers in achieving maximum net return per acre. That is how we define our success. Through unparalleled agronomic advice and best-in-class customer service, you can depend on us to do what is best for your operation. Ask them today about their spot-on service and how it can fill your needs. Norder Supply. Plain talk, exceptional results.
At American Implement, we know that our farmers and ranchers are getting up and going to work every morning to provide food, fuel, and fiber for the world. And even though time and technology keeps us constantly changing, one thing will always remain the same. We promise that we'll continue working right beside you. We appreciate all that you do for our country and our communities. From all of us at American Implement, thank you, and may God bless the American farmer and rancher.
On February 10th, the Beaver Broadcasting Network presents the Scott Community High School Girls Regional Wrestling Tournament. Watch your Scott City Beavers take on the best in the area for a shot of advancing to the state tournament. The broadcast is only available on the Beaver Broadcasting Network YouTube channel. The broadcast BBN is free to watch. Subscribe to be notified when we go live.
Fairley Feed Yard is dedicated to investing in our facilities and staff to provide the best experience possible for the cattle feeder and, in the end, the consumers of our product. We are always in the market to purchase corn and other commodities from local producers. Call our office at 620-872-2111 for current pricing. Our dedicated employees and their families are very important to us, and we are proud of their children that are current beavers and individuals that will grow into those roles in the future. Fairley Feed Yard is privileged to support Scott City youth and are honored to cheer on the Beavers.
Putting too much pressure about kind of making up those points?
You know, we just have to take care of our jobs and make sure we take our role and do it the best we can. Everything else is going to take care of itself. The one thing we really talked about is somebody's got to really work hard offensively and defensively on the rebounds. Everybody's got to go and make sure we still control the boards.
Once again, it is Coach Amy Felker. Your pregame tonight, Scott City takes on Lakin, a team that's kind of around 500 mark as well, around identical record as you guys, but they had a win on the road at Cimarron on Friday. You take a look at this team, and what really stands out with the Lady Broncs?
You know, they've got some height, so we're going to have to really take care of the ball and not let them get anything easy on the inside. You know, they also have got some guards that can handle the ball and are quick. They're going to put some full court pressure on us, so we're going to have to be ready to take care of the ball and not get in too big of a hurry and just do our thing, you know, not try to play into their style of play.
Well, this is kind of a stretch here with 5 games here. You get 2 of the next 2 weeks and then 1 rest of the season. What do you want to see from your team here to improve upon here during this 5-game stretch?
You know, we just got to get everything clicking again and get on a high note. You know, we've been sneaking away with some wins, and we've been having just short periods of time and not the whole game. So we need to put together 32 minutes of good, solid play out there tonight and just battle every single play and have confidence in ourselves and our teammates.
Should be a good one. Final non-league team of the season here tonight as Scott City takes on the Lakin Lady Broncs. Coach Amy Felker here in the pregame, and thanks again as always for the time, and good luck to you guys.
Thanks, Adam.
That was Scott City Lady Beaver Coach Amy Felker. Your pregame interview brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services with Hunenberg Benz and Scott City and Leota. More to come in your pregame show. We'll have a breakdown of the matchup, also bringing starters, keys of the game, and the tip-off after this timeout. This is Scott City Beaver Basketball.
Adding value to our community has been our priority since day one. That's why the Scott Co-op is here with 8 elevator locations, 2 service stations, 5 card trolls, bulk fuel and oil delivery, as well as a full-service agronomy department, including agronomy services, seed, chemical, fertilizer, and custom application. Visit us online at scottcoop.com or download our app for more information. Scott Co-op is a proud supporter of our local communities.
Transform your farm's future with premium hybrids, robust data, and unparalleled expertise from Axis Seed Red Barn. We partner with you to customize a plan featuring industry-leading seed that matches your unique soil and growing conditions, helping you to farm differently and making your operation more profitable. Contact us at www.redbarn.ag to gain access to premium seed proven to outperform. And go Beavers!
If you are in the market for a new or used vehicle, check out J&R Car and Truck Center of Scott City. J&R Car and Truck has a fully trained service and part staff for repairs on most makes and models of vehicles. Locally owned and operated, J&R Car and Truck Center provides new and used vehicles. Stop on in and check out jrcarandtruck.com for your next vehicle. J&R Car and Truck Center, your Chevrolet and GMC dealership in Scott City.
Set here for Beaver basketball tonight. Your lone matchup with the High Plains League this year with the Lakin Bronx here. As we talk about both sides of it here. On the Scott City side, the Lady Beavers unfortunately will be without Megan Trout tonight, who suffered an injury there on Friday night and has not been cleared yet, unfortunately. And so Lady Beavers will miss Megan there tonight, and probably we'll see how far down the road she'll be out of the lineup for Scott City. But in for her will be another junior, Mackenzie Metzger, who's going to get her first career start. But a tough break for the Lady Beavers, and it'll go to my keys a little bit. We'll talk about that kind of. One of the keys will be trying not to, force things a little bit too much without one of your starters in the lineup, but it's that next player up role, and the Lady Beavers have built up some depth this year. They may be called upon to do a little bit more here tonight with that next player up mentality, but we'll see. But I tell you what, it'd be a tough one not having Megan, but this is still an opportunity for Lady Beavers to pick up a road win here tonight against the Lakin Lady Bronx here. And this series, by the way, is going to be meeting number 51 all-time. Scott City Lady Beavers lead the series 29-21. They've played each other at least once a year since the late 80s, I believe it is. And Scott City's won the last 8 in the series. That's the longest streak that started back in 2017. here in this building. Interestingly enough, at 63-50. The year before, they lost to them twice, one in Scott City and one in this building in overtime, 40-39 in the sub-state semifinals. And so Scott City won a year ago in the meeting, 43-31. Tonight we're Strand had 13 points, 11 rebounds. Kendall Gentry had 10, and Samantha Vogel had 10 or 11 for Lakin in that win. But it still should be a good matchup here tonight. Lady Beavers averaging just under 50 points a game, but have played a really tough schedule here as well. And Ulysses, that was a 2-point game the other night, but you also have to remember how good Ulysses has improved throughout the season. But it was a lot of turnovers as well for Scott City, a season-high 22 turnovers in that win, and they were able to survive late 34-32, and they had to do it without Erica Felker for the last 2.5 minutes. Ulysses was out there without their top 2 scorers as well, and that for a good chunk of that fourth quarter as well. I believe the final 3.5 minutes of that game. So it really came down to the bench and the depth, and Scott City was the deeper team on Friday night against Ulysses. But Scott City with the wins over Ulysses and Cimarron and Huguet and Sterling in their 4 out of the last 5 ball games. On the other side, Lakin has won 3 of their last 4 this year. Their wins against Ulysses, McCook, Sublette, Stanton County twice, Syracuse twice, Deerfield. And then they also have beaten, I mentioned Southwestern Heights, and then Cimarron on Friday night, winning that game 49-34. And it's a game where they shot 7-12 from the free throw line, and they were led by Jordan McCombs, a sophomore, 15, and Jared Davidson, the senior, with 10 points. A team that averages 48 points a game. 37% from the floor and 59% from the foul line. They're also a pretty good rebounding team. They'll go about 7 or 8 deep. We'll see, of course, some height from them. They'll have 5'10 and 5'9 in their starting lineup. And then they'll bring Erin Michelis, a 6'1 freshman, off the bench. And she's averaging 6 points a game. She had 7 at Cimarron on Friday night. So they do bring in some size off the bench as well to the Lakin Lady Bronx. So that'll be the test for Scott City here tonight, as they're going to once again face some height really for a second and third game here in a row. But it begins a pretty tough stretch for Scott City to close out the regular season. Of course, Friday night at home against Holcomb, and then next Tuesday they'll go to Colby. That'll be their final regular season home game, or regular season road game, excuse me. And then on Thursday the 15th, that's the makeup game from Hugueton. By the way, that will not count as the league standings. The game in January counted toward the league standings. Wanted to make that note there, found that out, and did not have that information until over the weekend. So the games with Hugueton on the 23rd of January counted toward the league standings, not the ones in Scott City on the 15th of February. And then it's Goodland on the 20th, the state-ranked team in Class 3A. Goodland has Colby at home tonight, and they'll be meeting on the girls' side for the 3rd time this year. They met in the orange and black. They met in the topside tip-off, and then here they are in the regular season meeting up, and that is Goodland's last home game, and Goodland will come to Lakin next Tuesday night. They're going to play their high school game, over the varsity games, I should say, over in the high school. It's part of the Lakin's throwback night. It is homecoming here tonight for Lakin, and you're wondering why on a Tuesday night? Well, I found out the answer. Lakin only had one home game on a Friday night this year, and that was their first game of the year. The rest of their Friday night games are scheduled to be on the road. And that includes coming up on Friday night at Elkhart, the next Friday, the 16th, at Deerfield. This year's Lakin team, they're coached by J.C. Holloway in his 3rd season. Of course, he was a longtime coach for 10 years over at Garden City for the boys. And remember him from his high school playing days at Mound Ridge High, a 4-time state champion there. And then headed to Ames, Iowa to play for the Iowa State Cyclones. Did J.C. Holloway, a 4-year contributor there. And this year, this Lady Bronx team averages 48 points per ball game. They're 10-5. They are 2-2 here at home, 4-1 on the road. And this year, they have been led by Jared Davidson. She averages 11 points and 5 boards a game. She is a 5'10 senior. Also leading them in scoring is Samantha Vogel. She's a 5'10 senior as well at 7.7 points a game. And then Erin Michelis off the bench at 6.1 points. So they do take advantage a lot of their size, and they're the 3 big scorers that average 48 points a game. So it'll be a good matchup for Scott City tonight, and a good challenge tonight here for the Lady the Beavers here, as we will take our final timeout here. Let's take a 2-minute timeout for now. We'll come back with starters, keys of the game, and the opening tip back in 2 minutes. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
Sports have this amazing way of making a positive impact in our community, whether it's helping children, boosting local economies, or creating role models. That's our goal at American Implement, too. We believe in being a part of the communities we serve by just being a good neighbor. Thanks for being ours.
There's nothing more spacious than Western Kansas, and nobody closer than our communities. We are determined to keep our communities connected to schools, kids to teachers and parents. We believe a connected world is a better place. We are more than what we do for our hometowns. It's what we do with our hometowns. S&T is proud to be your family, your friends, your neighbor.
First National Bank of Scott City. One of the few places left that you could call today and speak with a person and be greeted at the door with a friendly face. Come see us at First National Bank, where you will feel at home. Let us help you with your banking needs, whether it be setting up a checking account, savings account, CD, or getting a loan for that new vehicle or home you have been dreaming about. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Clearance, because coming in contact with those lines could result in a tragedy. For more safety information, visit weci.net and click on the Safety tab. An important safety message brought to you by Wheatland Electric, delivering energy for life, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
And we welcome you back here to Lakin Middle School here for your matchup tonight between Scott City and Lakin here on KSKL Scott City. Let's get to your starters tonight, presented by Security State Bank in Scott City and Leota Free Bill Pay and Online Banking, safe, secure, and easy to use. Member FDIC. Your starters first for the Lady Beavers of Scott City, 9-6 on the year, coached by Amy Felker in her fourth season, assisted by Justin Froh and Amber Lotta. It'll be Kendall Gentry, a 5'5 junior, averaging 8.3 points and 4 boards a game. Erica Felker with start number 79 in a row tonight, a 5'6 senior, 9.7 points and just under 4 boards per contest. Mackenzie Metzger getting her first career start here tonight. Metzger is a 5'6 junior at 2.1 points and 2.5 rebounds a game. Also, it'll be Avery Lewis, a 5'9 junior, averaging 9.3 points and 4 rebounds a game. And in the fifth spot, it'll be Cheyenne Kramer. She is a 5'9 senior, and she averages 3.6 points and 3.3 boards a game. For Lakin, coached by J.C. Holloway in his third season, assisted by Kurt Leader, who came over from Garden City. Also, Holly Myers and Kerry Blattner. It'll be Reagan Chavara, a 5'2 senior, averaging 4.3 points and 2.7 rebounds per game. Also starting, Samantha Vogel, a 5'10 senior at 7.7 points and 5.4 rebounds a game. Jordan McCombs is a 5'3 sophomore. She averages 5.9 points and 2.5 rebounds a game. She led them with 15 at Cimarron on Friday nights. Kinsey Lohman Fuller, she is a 5'9 senior, averaging 2.3 points and 2.4 rebounds a game. And Jared Davidson, who is a senior at 5'10", averages at 11.3 points and 5.3 boards a game. Once again, Reagan Chavara, Samantha Vogel, Jordan McCombs, Kinsey Lohman Fuller, and Jared Davidson. And once again for Scott City, Kendall Gentry, Erica Felker, Mackenzie Metzger, Avery Lewis, and Cheyenne Kramer. Those are your starters here tonight. As once again, we'll go to your keys to the game, presented by State Farm agent Michael Trout, where you go with the proven winner. And when it comes to insurance, say score big with their policyholders. Keys tonight here for Scott City. I think the first key is don't need to force things too much. As Lakin will be the taller team. Don't force things. You'll have to cut down on the turnovers from Friday night. And don't get sped up. They'll play a little full court pressure on you at times, and that can frustrate some teams. So don't get frustrated with the full court press. Those are your keys to the game tonight, presented by State Farm agent Michael Trout here as we're moments away from getting started here. As I mentioned, this is the last road game of the three-game road swing for the Lady Beavers and Scott City boys. And last matchup for our only matchup of the year, I should say, with the High Plains League and the Lakin Bronx. Scott City rolls out on the court tonight in their road navy blue tops with the lighter blue numbers and letters and the white trim. Lakin is in their home white uniforms with the purple numbers and letters and gold trim. It'll be Avery Lewis tipping in the center. She'll be up against Samantha Vogel. As Merton Kisner, longtime official, will toss it. It'll be won by Lakin, and we're underway as Scott City opens up in a man defense. Up top with it now is Reagan Shavara. Shavara goes left over out high to Jared Davidson. Felker will have that assignment. Right wing to Shavara, and now up top with the ball fake. Here's McCombs now to Davidson. Works around a screen. She'll just pull up from the right elbow and knock it down. And Lakin is on the board first with 7:39 to go first quarter, 2-0. And there you will apply a trap, a 1-2-1-1 full court press. Scott City does break it now. Cheyenne Kramer to Mackenzie Metzger. Her layup ties it up at 2. Scott City did a great job of breaking the press. Metzger with the 2 to answer the Davidson 2. So we're tied up at 2 here with 7:20 to go first quarter. Davidson will drive left baseline, is cut off, flips it behind her, but that time out of bounds and then re-entering with Shavira and Lakin with their first turnover of the night. In the first minute of this ball game, 2-2, Scott City and Lakin all evened up. As the Lady Beavers see some full court pressure. And Felker with it finds Kendall Gentry now to Felker in the front court. Right side to Cheyenne Kramer and Metzger again. Her layup is a little short that time, and the rebound goes to Kinsey Loman Fuller for Lakin. We're tied at 2, first minute plus into this one. Lady Beavers on defense, left wing to Jared Davidson. Davidson holds it, looking to feed it in. As Scott City switches now to his zone defense. 2-3 look. Up top with it now is McCombs. Combs with the dribble, guarded now by Gentry, goes right out high to Shavira. Shavira around the screen, skip it over left side to Davidson. Now left baseline to Kinsey Loman Fuller, thrown away. Turnover number 2 on Lakin. Here's Gentry weaving her way through. She'll take it all the way. Her runner is up just a little strong that time, and rebound to Davidson for Lakin. Had a good look to Gentry, just couldn't quite finish it. As we are still tied at 2 here in a turnover, third turnover in a row on Lakin. Here comes Scott City with the ball. Felker underneath, wide open is Metzger, and she scores it. She has 4, and it's 4-2 Scott City with 6:10 to go first quarter. Lady Beavers have forced Lakin, that is, into 3 consecutive turnovers in as many possessions, and they have the 4-2 lead, scoring the last 4. And all by Metzger here in her first career start with 5:55 to go first quarter. Ball fake. Here is McCombs. She'll drive away to left side. Her layup might have been blocked, but she gets hacked, and it'll be McCombs to line to shoot 2. As this year, McCombs is 76% at the line as a team. Lakin is 59%. They're going to get the foul on Avery Lewis, her first. 4-2 Scott City leads. 5:50 to work here in the opening frame from Lakin Middle School. Free throw number 1, kind of an unorthodox shot, but McCombs does hit it and breaks the 4-0 run for Scott City. 5:50 to work in the opening period, 4-3 now your score. Second free throw for the 5'3" sophomore is up, and that one bounces off, and Erica Felker grabs her first board of the night for the Lady Beavers. They lead by 1 with the ball, as Felker will take it all the way. Flips it behind her to Cheyenne Kramer, up top to Avery Lewis. Left side, Mackenzie Metzger. She'll try a 3. She'll get that one to bounce off, and the rebound ripped away by Jared Davidson. Metzger has taken now 4 of Scott City's 5 shots in this first quarter, but she's been left wide open, and Metzger, she gets called for the hack after she had poked it away. As that time, it looked like it was Loman Fuller who kind of ran over her. But they're going to get that on Metzger, her second. Scott City's second foul of the quarter with 5:31 to go first period. We're at 4-3 for Scott City. Lakin inbounded in, does so to Jordan McCombs, and then she's going to be called for a walk. That's 4 turnovers in the last 5 possessions, for the Lady Bronx. And in is Erin Michaelis, a 6'1" freshman. Where's her mom and family, big people from Lakin here, a big family here in Lakin. And she's a 6'1" freshman. And Up top here, Mackenzie Metzger, left corner to Cheyenne Kramer. Nice cut. It's Avery Lewis. Oh, she lost it, but right back to Kramer. Scott City saves the possession with 5:10 to go first quarter. They're working over right side to Avery Lewis. Now Erica Felker tried to dump it over the top of Kinsey Loman Fuller, but knocked out of bounds. It'll still stay Lady Beaver ball with 5:06 to go. Those passes over the top may not work tonight against the lengthier team from Lakin. So it's going to have to be a lot of ball fakes and then fake the pass. And then Davidson will steal it off the inbound. Scott City's first turnover. And here comes Michelis trying to drive in on Metzger. Shot blocked by Metzger and then saved in a play by Lakin. And they'll get another possession with the basketball. Michelis with it. Her mom was I had it. I'll get it later on here. But anyways, McCombs with it. Jennings, that's what I want to say. Bad pass and a turnover. Here's Kendall Gentry taking it all the way. Races with the right-hand layup, and she's on the board, and Scott City leads it 6-3. 4.5 to go first quarter. So the Lady Beavers are up by 3 here in the early going. Kaylee Felker and Cressa Irvin to check in the next dead ball situation. Chavera with the dribble up top. Goes over to the right with a pass to Jordan McCombs. She'll weave away around. Goes to her left. Dishes at left baseline. Here's Davidson from 17. Rims off. Backside board. Kendall Gentry for Scott City. Lady Beavers want to push it up 6-3. 4:08 to go. Into Erica Felker trying to drive in on Davidson. Splits the defenders. Goes up. Her shot is blocked partially. And Kinsey Loman Fuller with their second board for Lakin. Here comes Lakin down the floor. Davidson left baseline. Short corner, that is, to Michelis. And now Davidson for 3 for the tie, and that is good. And it's 6-6. Our second tie of the game with 3:45 to go here in the opening quarter. She has 5 of the team's 6 points. Does the 5'10 senior Jared Davidson. Gentry with it. Bounce pass to Erica Felker. Trying to get it into Avery Lewis. It's thrown away. Turnover number 2 on Lakin, or on Scott City. Lakin with the ball tied at 6. 3.5 to work first quarter. Shire will drive in. Try to go around Metzger. And now ball fake looking to drive in. Here's McCombs. Dishes left side. Davidson. Now it's Michelis for 2. Good and 1 on the box out. Michelis with their first 2 and Lakin with 5 in a row. With 3:21 to go first quarter. It's 8-6 for Lakin. And already 3 fouls on Scott City this quarter. That fell on Cheyenne Kramer, her first. Lakin yet to commit a foul. As we have subs all across the board to mention Irvin and Kaylee Felker in for Scott City. On the year, Michelis is 66% at the line. Lakin 1 of 2 and now 2 of 3. And they have scored the last 6 of the ball game here in 25 seconds and lead it now 9-6. We're outside of 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Gentry to Kaylee Felker, left corner. Here's Erica Felker, 3 for the tie. That is too strong. And the rebound ripped away by Kaylee Felker. And now she needs help. Finds Erica underneath the nice dish right side. Lewis right baseline jumper, too strong. The rebound to Michelis for Lakin and a whistle and a holding foul on Scott City. Already the 4th team foul on Scott City in the quarter. Erica Felker with 2, or her first foul, excuse me. So Lady Beavers all of a sudden missed their last 3 shots from the floor here with 2:59 to go first quarter. Lakin has scored the last 6 of the ball game, and they lead at 9-6. Lilia Villa, a 5'3 freshman, as I mentioned, subbed in. She's in for the first time. Samantha Vogel with it up top now, left side to Villa. Left block, here's Michelis high off the glass, and that's good for 2. And now it's an 8-0 run, 11-6 with 2:41 to go first quarter. So 8 in a row by the Lady Bronx. And Scott City had the early advantage, and now Lakin with the 5-point lead. Felker drives in, gets stripped out of bounds with 2.5 to go first quarter. Erica to inbound it underneath the basket for Scott City. Throw it up top to Avery Lewis. She looks to penetrate, jump stop, her runner up. Boy, a lot of contact, no. And the rebound goes to Jared Davidson. Boy, a lot of contact here. No fouls yet on Lakin, 4 on Scott City. 2:18 to go first quarter, and Lakin will, they're going to say deflected out of bounds. But did not see any disagreeing by Scott City to be Lakin basketball. With 2:17 to go first quarter. Lady Beavers have missed their last 4 from the floor. They have hit 3 of their first 8. And now driving right side, here's a runner, too strong, but Michelis with the backside board. And shot up, no. Rebound loose, last touch by Lakin, they'll say. And that'll belong to Scott City. So Lady Beavers been scoreless here for a couple minutes, but Lakin on a 8-0 run. They lead at 11-6. 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. With it is Chris Irvin up top, trying to dissect this 1-3-1. Lewis up top. Kendall Gentry comes up there, catches it. Felker left baseline. Wanted to take the three, but was quickly guarded. Irvin and now Kendall Gentry. Backside, here's driving in Avery Lewis. Shot! No, and no contact foul either. And here comes Lakin back the other way. All of a sudden, they're letting him play. High dribble for Escobar, who's in there for the first time. She's a 5'3" senior underneath, and the shot is good for Michelis. She has 7 in the quarter, and it's 13-6 with 1:32 to go first quarter. Now Gentry right side to Chris Irvin. It's a 10-0 Lakin run over the last 2 minutes. Kendall Gentry's trying to end that with a 3 up top. No. Rebound. Chris Irvin, power dribble, goes to right, flips one up, too strong. That's going to be last touch, they'll say, by Scott City to be Lakin's ball. Boy, Scott City cannot buy a shot here all of a sudden. Kendall Gentry, Avery Lewis exit back in Cheyenne Kramer and Mackenzie Metzger. Lakin on a 10-0 run with the ball here. Final minute 15 of this first period. It's a pretty senior-heavy team from Lakin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seniors on their team. Just 2 on Scott City's Lady Beavers in a 2-3 zone. With it is Vogel. Loses as she hits the deck, and we're going to get a timeout before tie-up. So Lakin will save the possession with 61 first quarter seconds to go and lead at 13-6. Basketball brought to you by American Implement, B&H Paving, Bartlett Grain, Beavertown FFL Beef Belt, Burning Farms, Brickover Cattle Company, Shells, Flowers, More, Clint's Diesel Repair, DeKalb Bear, Farm Bureau Financial Services, Hugh and Berta Benz, Fairleigh Companies, First National Bank, and Farm Bureau Financial Services, Neil Baker. Final minute of this first quarter. Lakin will have the ball once again out of the timeout. They've scored 10 in a row. Scott City on a 3.5-minute drought. They went up 6-3 with 4:31 to go first quarter on a Gentry layup. Mackenzie Metzger has 4, and Kendall Gentry are the other 2 for Scott City. For Lakin, it's been all in the post. Erin Michelis was 7. She has that in a row there for Lakin, and Jared Davidson has 5. That's 12 of the 13 points. Jordan McCombs has the other point from the foul line. 54 seconds to work first quarter as Lakin is just going to play it out high. Lady Beavers in a 2-3 zone. And now driving in is Escobar. Here's Davidson, gets a strip, but picks it back up and almost gets it tied up and almost stolen away, but picked alive by McCombs. 13-6 Lakin with the lead in the ball. Out high left it goes over to Escobar. Up top left now to Lilia Villa. Villa with it. Into Michelis at the left elbow. Nice dish backside. McCombs jumper no, or Vogel jumper no. And here comes Erica Felker to race it across for Scott City. She does this at right side. Here's Irvin up top. Goes left to Cheyenne Kramer. Left corner to Erica Felker with 18 seconds. And then she gets it stolen away. Turnover number 3. And then Felker rips it away. Oh, they're going to call it tie-up. But it's going to still stay, or actually will come to Scott City. With 15.2 to go here in the first quarter. Lakin with their 6th turnover of the quarter. Scott City has 3. The Lady Beavers only a handful of points. Here's off the inbound. Cheyenne Kramer, no foul. There really wasn't much contact, but missed it off the inbounds, and here's Lakin back the other way. They've owned the glass as well, 7-5 in this first quarter, and Michelis can't handle it, and it goes out of bounds with 4 seconds to go first quarter. 13-6 Scott City trails here. They've not scored in over 4.5 minutes. They'll get it into Erica Felker with 3, with 2, with 1. Gets it stripped right at the end of the first quarter, and it's 13-6 Lakin after 1 as they close the final 3:47 on a 10-0 run. Back in the second quarter in 1 minute, this is Scott City basketball.
Go with the proven winner. I'm Michael Trout from State Farm in Scott City. When it comes to auto insurance, we score big with our policyholders. We score on competitive rates, on customer service, and on satisfaction and speedy claim handling. Let us quote your autos today and make you a part of the Trout State Farm team. Call or stop by Michael Trout State Farm and you can be assured of our personal best. Go with the winner, Michael Trout State Farm, Scott City.
Western State Bank proudly supports Scott Community High School students and athletes as they prepare for another great year of achievements. Just as our students prepare for another successful year, we encourage you to be prepared for whatever life may bring you. Stop in and talk with the knowledgeable staff at Western State Bank, whether it be a new home loan, financing for your business, or any one of our checking and savings account options. We're here to help you. Make sure to check out all of our internet banking options provided at WSBKS.com. Western State Bank, member FDIC. And as always, go Beavers!
The Beaver Broadcasting.
Scott City was just 27% from the field in the first quarter. Lakin 5 of 10, and the Lady Broncs with the ball to begin the second period in a 13-6 lead. Glad to have you back here. There's Jared Davidson with it. She had 5 of Lakin's points in that one, 13. 7 for Erin Michelis, the 6'1 freshman. She's back on the bench. And now ball deflected underneath. Last touch, they'll say, by Scott City. They tried to dump it underneath to Kinsey Lohman-Fuller. Scott City was led by Mackenzie Metzger of 4. Kendall Gentry had the other 2 points, all in transition baskets. And underneath it goes behind the zone. Defense shot, no, and a foul. And that'll be sending Lohman-Fuller to the line for 2. So Scott City, who has committed 5 fouls in the first half, Lakin has yet to commit a foul in the ball game. Cheyenne Kramer's second foul, and so she'll have to exit with 7:43 to go first half. The free throw, no, for Kinsey Lohman-Fuller, the 5'9 senior. On the year, she is 54% the line. Lakin now 2 of 4 at the line. Scott City, well, of course, no fouls yet on Lakin, have not attempted a free throw. Second free throw up, and that is good, and it's an 11-0 Lakin run here over the last 5 minutes. 14-6, 7:40 to go first half, and the first point of the night for the 5'9 senior. Lady Beavers need some offense here, and they are not going to get it there as they turn it over for the 4th time with a steal. With it is Davidson, holds it now left wing out high. To Shavir, she'll weave her way through, throws up a shot, no, but right there for the rebound and the follow is Samantha Vogel, her first basket, and it's 16-6 with 7:23 to go first half. Scott City is being dominated on the glass in the first half and has really had a hard time. Oh, missed Lewis underneath, and now they try to get it to Kaylee Felker, and then she loses it. Turnover number 5 on Scott City. Lakin with all the momentum here with first minute of the second quarter. They get it in transition, deflected and a turnover. Scott City has forced 8 turnovers, but they need to turn these into points here. Gentry with it up top. Bounce pass. Here's Krista Irvin. Finds Kaylee Felk underneath. Here's Avery Lewis cutting in the basket, and she's on the board. Her first basket, and that ends a lengthy run and a 13-0 run. That breaks a 5-minute drought for Scott City with 6:45 to go first half at 16-8. Lakin with the ball. Scott City stays in their 2-3 zone. With it out high left is Lohman-Fuller up top now to Shavir, goes right with the pass over to Leah Villa. And now right side, here's Davidson from 17 right side. Short rebound, Kaylee Felker grabs her second board. Scott City needs to push the pace here. Lakin got out of trapping after Scott City broke their press earlier. The ball game, and now Gentry flips it right side out high to Mackenzie Metzger. Metzger with it now. Avery Lewis finds a cutting Kaylee Felker, puts it up, and Scott City has 4 in a row to make it 16-10 here. So good ball movement by Scott City with 6 minutes to go first half. The Lady Beavers the last 4 of the ball game to pull to within 6. 2 minutes in, change into this second quarter. Davidson left wing, and now they get it over to McCombs. Or correction, with it there was Lohman-Fuller. Out high. Underneath, turnaround jumper, bank shot, good. Good position for Samantha Vogel. She has all 4 of her points in the quarter, and it's 18-10 Bronx with 5:40 to go first half. Gentry to work it left to right. She'll drive, now he uses upper dribble, finds Kinsey Metzger, right corner to Chris Irvin, trying to get into Kaylee Felker, deflected, picked up, now left side to Gentry, left baseline Avery Lewis. She'll take the 17-footer left side and swish. Nice shot for her. She has 4, 18-12. Lady Beavers have hit their last 3 baskets, 5:20 to go first half, but they trail by 6 right now, but have scored 6 of the last 8 points after Lakin went on a 13-0 run, and Scott City had their 5.5, almost 6-minute drought. A 3 left wing rims in and out. Rebound tipped around, and Lakin has it with Kinsey Lohman-Fuller. Now underneath, here's a layup, and that one crawls off for Vogel, and the rebound to Scott City. Here's Mackenzie Metzger, gets it poked away, and a steal by Village. She'll take it all the way. Her layup. Oh, no, and a foul. Ooh, man. Still, Lakin is yet to be called for a foul in this ball game. That foul will be charged to Kaylee Felker, her first. But 2 free throws coming up for Villa, where she's 56% on the year. 4:55 to go here in the half. Free throw on the way is good, and Lakin is now 3 of 5 at the line and lead at 19-12. Erica Felker in there for the first time is Piper Fox. Exiting is Kaylee Felker. And also Kendall Gentry. Second free throw on the way. That one is off to the right. Good position by Pox. Oh, hey, we got a foul on Lakin. It took only 11 minutes in this ball game, but we finally have a foul on Lakin. That foul on Kinsey Lohman-Fuller, her first. Well, 4:53 to go here in this half. So back in is for Lakin is Esquivel. Now underneath, the ball deflected, trying to get it to Felker underneath behind this 1-3-1, and it'll still stay Lady Beavers ball, down 7. 4:43 remaining here in half number 1. Erica Felker to trigger it in, finds a cutter. Avery Lewis, she gets stuff going up. That's last touch, they'll say, is Kinsey Lohman-Fuller stood her ground that time, and Lewis gets stuffed. It'll still stay on Scott City's end here with 4:43 to go second quarter. 19-12 Lakin lead. They went on that 13-0 run and have not looked back. Erica Felker with it up high has only attempted a couple shots. She'll drive in, kick it right wing to Mackenzie Metzger, who leads Scott City with 4 right now. Her and Lewis with 4. Avery Lewis with it, trying to get it into Fox. Goes left, goes right with the pass, and Mackenzie Metzger will try a 3, and she'll rattle one home. Metzger with 7.5, and that is their season high. 19-15 with 4:21 to go first half. The Lady Beavers hit their first 3 of the night, and they're now 1 of 3 from downtown. Pickpocketed that time was Davidson, and that's going to be the 9th Lakin turnover. Metzger going for a new career high, and she's got it with 9.5. It's now 19-17. Scott City on a 9-3 run over the last 2.5 minutes. Is we're at the midway point of this second quarter. Out high with it is Amari Esquivel. Now they're working around left wing. Davidson turns down the 3, drives in mid-range triple left. Blocked by Felker, and the rebound to Piper Fox. Scott City can tie this back up if they can get a basket or a 3-point play. We give them the lead. Here's Irvin, and she ties this. She takes it strong to the rack for her first basket. Lady Beavers on an 11-3 run have tied it up with 3:40 to go first half and 19 apiece. That's the 10th Lakin turnover of the night, and Scott City has worked their way back from a 10-point deficit early in the second quarter to tie this game up. Helps them to get your shots to go in as well, and then it went off of Esquivel's hands and out of bounds. That's the 11th Lady Bronc turnover. And then will be Samantha Vogel to replace Kinsey Lohman-Fuller. Scott City looking for the first lead since they had it with 4.5 to go first quarter. It's right now 19-all. Lady Beavers on an 11-3 run over the last 3 minutes. Metzger up top, goes left side to Avery Lewis. Lewis will skip it out high. Here's Chris Urban, drives right, cut off. Now right baseline to Piper Fox. Left side, Metzger to penetrate. Top goes. So we're near the 3-minute mark of the first half. Fox right corner to Felker. She'll try a 3. Oh, short, long rebound, Fox. And Scott City will reset, but they throw it away in a turnover, number 6. Here comes Erin Michelis is back in the lineup with an uncontested layup, and she has her 9th point. 21-19 with 2:55 to go first half. Michelis with 9 off the bench, averaging 6 a game. And Scott City back down by 2 with 2:45 to work here in the half. Underneath, Fox a shot no, and the rebound backside goes to Vogel for Lakin. They have the 2-point lead in the ball at 2:35 to work in the half. McCombs with it up top, goes to her right. And now between the rings to Mari Esquivel, left side to Davidson. I don't think she's even exited the game yet in this first half. With it is McCombs. Out high once again to Esquivel. They're working around to Davidson. 21-19 Lakin lead in the ball. 2:20 to go second quarter. Fouls right now in the second quarter, just 1 for Lakin. That's been their only foul the whole half. Scott City has committed 2 fouls in this second quarter. McCombs with it, feeds it behind the screen and shot up and no, but 2 free throws coming up for Vogel. The foul is on Piper Fox, her first, team's 3rd of the second quarter. As they kind of pinned Fox underneath there, and she could not get around the screen that time, and she commits the foul, and to the line is Vogel, a 50% free throw shooter. Free throw number 1 is crawling in, and she has 5 all in this quarter, 22-19 with 2:06 to go first half. Reagan Chavara in for Lakin to replace Jared Davidson. Out is Piper Fox and also Mackenzie Metzger. Kaylee Felker returns, as does Kendall Gentry. 22-19. Lakin has scored the last 3, and it'll stay that way as Avery Lewis records the rebound. Her first of the night. Kendall Gentry sets up the offense. She brings it across the 10-second line. 1:55 to go in the first half. With it is, bad pass, deflected, and a turnover. And, man, they're calling these tight. That's on Chris Irvin after she committed Scott City's 7th turnover of the bad pass. Team foul number 4 all of a sudden of the quarter. Scott City's been called for 8 fouls in this half, just 1 for Lakin. And granted, Scott City's been out of position on some of those, but it's hard to believe that Lakin has gone 14 minutes of the ball game without committing more than just 1 foul, as aggressive as they can be. I'll just say it that way. Michelis with it, lobs it right side. Here is Esquivel, cut off by Lewis. And then it goes shot up. Oh, that's good for Vogel. She has 3 in a row. 24-19 Lakin, 1:28 to go first half. They've scored the last 5 after Scott City worked so hard to tie the game up at 19. Now right baseline, here's Avery Lewis is cut off back up top. Chris Irvin now left to Kendall Gentry. Left corner to Avery Lewis. She'll try a 3. She'll be too strong on the 3, and the rebound into the hands of Samantha Vogel. 24-19, and now Scott City's all of a sudden gone cold for the last 2.5 minutes. And we're down to the final minute of this first half. Here's the Michelis deep 2. Oh, she hit it. She has 11. 26-19 with 58 seconds to go first half. And then Lakin with the last 7 of the ball game after Scott City had tied it up at 19. 50 seconds to work first half. Up top with it is Kendall Gentry. Now goes to Chris Irvin. Scott City having issues with the length of Lakin, and now Erica Felker drive in. Weaves her way through, and she's on the board for her first basket. 26-21, 37 seconds to go first half. That breaks a 3-minute drought, and now Lakin lobs underneath. Shot up, banked in for Michelis. She has 13. It's 28-21 with 29 seconds. Scott City has really had no answer for the 6'1 freshman. 20 seconds to work first half. Erica Felker. Here's Chris Irvin back to Felker. Left side to Kendall Gentry. She'll drive in. Backside. Here's Irvin. Bank shot is good. Irvin with first basket. 28-23. Her second basket. Down to 8 seconds to go first half. Lady Beavers back to the 5, deflected, but right to Michelis, and then she gets it stolen away. Here's Erica Felker. She'll try a 3/4 court heave. It'll be well short, and that's the end of your first half. But Scott City has forced Lakin into 12 turnovers, but the Lady Bronx with the 5-point lead at the break, 28-23 here in a fast-moving first half. We'll come back in 3 minutes for your halftime show. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
Beaver Broadcasting Network is an elective class that students can take after taking a prerequisite digital media class. BBN broadcasts games such as football, basketball, home wrestling, and home volleyball. BBN also teaches students how to make promotional videos and advertisements. Beaver Broadcasting Network, empowering the next generation of multimedia professionals. BBN is supported by Shapland Real Estate, State Farm, The Original Grande, Bullertson Family Dentistry, Volgamore Family Farms, Western State Bank, Wood River Energy, Scott Community Foundation, Good Anesthesia and Pain Management Services.
They said this place was too isolated to call home. They said it was too remote to build a community. And then one day, a farmer strung a copper wire from one fence post to another and changed everything. We didn't build the communities of Southwest Kansas. No, we just brought them together.
We believe investing in our community is how we make a lasting impact. It's about more than just providing wireless services. We believe in rolling up our sleeves and working side by side with local organizations. Whether you're sharing cherished moments, staying updated on trends, or exploring your surroundings, we're there to keep you connected. Next Tech Wireless. We are Kansas.
On South 2nd Street in Dodge City. Mix 94.5 KSKL Scott City, powered by Wheatland Electric, committed to improving the lives of their members and the community they serve. Wheatland Electric, delivering energy for life, a Touchstone Energy cooperative.
It's time for the Precision Ag and Seed Halftime Show. Precision Ag and Seed is a proud supporter of all Scott City activities.
Back here at halftime here as, once again, your Precision Ag and Seed halftime show. Adam Kadavy with you, studio engineer, back in the Mix 94.5 studios. Once again is Melody Toscano. Halftime here, 28-23 Lakin leading the Lady Beavers here in a game that had 3 ties and 2 lead changes in the first half. Scott City, really their story in the first half were their lengthy scoring droughts where they had a 5.5 minute, almost a 6 minute scoring drought in the first and second quarter that allowed Lakin to score 13 in a row. And then they also had a 3 minute scoring drought in the second quarter that allowed Lakin to score 7 in a row. That's really been the story of this first half. As Scott City leads it or trails it by 5 here at the break, 28-23. If they can cut down those scoring droughts, they could come out of here with a victory, but they're going to have to do that here in the second half. First half scoring for Scott City. Mackenzie Metzger with a new career high. She had 9 points in her first ever start. So I guess her first ever start got the adrenaline running, and she took advantage of it. 9 points in the first half for Metzger, 4 for Avery Lewis, and then 3 players, also 4 for Chris Irvin as well off the bench. 2 each for Kendall Gentry and Piper Fox, as well as Erica Felker in the first half. That's your first half scoring for Scott City. Lady Beavers had 7 turnovers. They had 6 steals. They had just 7 rebounds in that first half. 3, 5, 6, 8. Correction, they had 6 defensive rebounds and 2 offensive boards in that first half, did the Lady Beavers. For Lakin, they were led in scoring off the bench. Erin Michelis, the 6'1 freshman, she had 13 points. She had a run of 6 of those in that second quarter. 5 for Jared Davidson in the first half. Also 7 in the half on the second quarter from Samantha Vogel. And then 1 each for Jordan McCombs, Kinsey Lohman Fuller, and Lilia Villa. Lakin in the first half just had 1 foul. That came in the second quarter, about 11 minutes into the ball game. They also had 12 turnovers and 5 steals to make that 6 steals. They had 9 defensive rebounds, 3 offensive boards, 12 rebounds in the first half. 28-23 your score for Lakin here at the break as they lead the Scott City Lady Beavers here in the girls game. We'll come back in another 2 minutes and come back with the rest of your first half. This is Scott City Beaver Basketball. Scott City Beaver Basketball
has been a leading provider of optometry services and vision care products in the Scott City community since 1999. Our experienced eye doctors offer comprehensive vision examinations that our Scott City Optometry office specializes in the diagnosis and treatment of a wide array of eye diseases, conditions, and problems. We use advanced diagnostic technology, and we are committed to improving the quality of life. Give yourself the gift of clear vision by scheduling an appointment with Dr. Joshua Gooden, OD, today.
Heating and Cooling of Scott City is a proud sponsor of Beaver activities. Brent and Angie take pride in helping our activities and support our students 100%. They can also help you with any heating and cooling needs that you have. Give Faroe Heating and Cooling a call at 620-872-3508 and see if they can help you with your needs today.
BBN is brought to you by American Implement, all-in-one wash. B&H Paving.
2 threes, 10 of 19 on 2-point baskets, and 5 of 9 from the line in the opening half there were the Lady Bronx. Scott City, as I mentioned, fouled 8 times in the half. Cheyenne Kramer, the lone player, in foul trouble with 2. She sat for most of that second quarter after she picked up her second foul. But Scott City will be back home on Friday nights, and it'll be their winter homecoming as they'll host with 7:39 to go third quarter. Once again without Megan Trout tonight, after suffering an injury first half against Ulysses on Friday night. Kendall Gentry, Mackenzie Metzger, Erica Felker, Avery Lewis, and Cheyenne Kramer, the starting 5 of this second half for Lakin. They're going to go with Samantha Vogel, Jordan McCombs, Kinsey Lowen Fuller, Reagan Chavara, and Jared Davidson. The length has given Scott City fits at times in this ball game, and they play a tough 1-3-1 zone. Here's Gentry, now finds Kramer, who banks it for 2, and Kramer on the board. 28-25 with 7:23 to go here in the third period, and Scott City with the first points of the half. First time they've scored first in the quarter. They're back down by 3 as they scored 6 of the last 8 points of this ball game. Lakin went on a 9-0 run, and after it's tied back up at 19, ball deflected, and Scott City forces Lakin into their 14th turnover and can cut in the deficit a little bit more. First minute of this second half, 28-25 your score. Kendall Gentry up top goes left to Mackenzie Metzger, has a career-high 9. Kendall Gentry holds it, quickly guarded. Now back as Lakin's in a 2-3 look, or actually they're man-to-man here. Back up top to Gentry with 6:48 here in the third. Scott City was once down 16-6 in the first half, and then they tied it at 19. Nice cut. Here's Felker, goes up, and she gets harassed. And you can see Coach Amy Felker's like, all right, Vern, you better make that call. And it was a little late on the whistle, but it was the right call. The foul is on Samantha Vogel, her first team's first of the second quarter. Felker to the line where she is 57% on the year. This is Scott City's first free throws of the ball game. Down 3 and now down 2. Felker with 3. 28-26 now your score was 6:38 here in the third period. 7 different Lady Beavers have scored tonight. Felker, nothing but pure net on both of those, and Scott City the first 4 points of this quarter. Last 6 of the ball game, they're back to within 1. 90 seconds into this third stanza here in Lakin. Oh, using upper dribble that time. McCombs goes right now in the paint to Vogel. Block, but a foul. That'll be on McCombs, and that'll be her first team second already of the block, but a foul. That'll be on McCombs, and that'll be her first team second already of the quarter. And Avery Lewis with her first trip to the line, and Scott City with back-to-back trips to the line after not attempting a free throw in her first half. Lewis with 4 on the night. Free throw, bounces off. Still 28-27. We've had 2 lead changes on the first quarter, 3 ties, 2 of those ties in the opening period. This to tie it up for the 4th time. And Lewis hits it. She's 73% on the air at the line. Scott City 3 of 4, and they're back to within 1. The 6:04 mark of the third quarter, 29-28. Lakin has had 3 possessions in the second half and have had 3 turnovers. Out high with it is McCombs. The Scott City defense hasn't been bad for the most part. Back up top now to Chavara. Chavara goes left to Davidson, then it goes the foul line to Vogel. She'll just wanted to take the shot. Pass deflected underneath, almost stolen away, but picked up though left corner by McCombs. Out high to Davidson, flips it to Vogel, the foul line out high, and here's a deep 3 launch, and that's going to be missing everything, and out of bounds it'll go to Scott City. That was put up by Chavara. And in will be Lilia Villa to replace Jordan McCombs, and Scott City has a chance to take the lead for the first time since they led 6-3 middle of the first quarter. With the 5.5 mark of the second half, Lakin stays in their 1-3-1 zone. Nice crossover dribble. Gentry breaking some ankles there. Now finds Erica Felker right side. Goes up, bank shot. No, and the rebound tipped around. Avery Lewis saves into play. And now, that was behind Kendall Gentry, and it's into the backcourt of Lakin. And it'll be an over and back on Scott City. That'll be their 9th turnover. Had the right idea that time, but just a little wide on the pass. And it'll here with 4:48 to go. Third quarter, left wing to Esquivel. She'll drive in, and last time Scott City had a chance to take the lead, Lakin went on a 9-0 run. They've scored the last 2 of the ball game. Davidson up top with it, 4:30. Davidson mid-range on the right side. She has her 7th point. 32-28 with 4.5 to go third quarter, and Lady Beavers have to be careful here. Ooh, that was just across half court, catching it with Gentry. Bounce pass to Avery Lewis. Out high to Metzger, holds it, now flips it over to Gentry. She'll drive in, bounce pass through traffic, and a turnover. The 9th turnover of the night here as we're at the 4:13 mark of this third quarter. Lady Beavers down 4, Lakin with the ball. Weaving her way through is Shavira underneath. Here's Vogel, misses it, but a foul. She's been a tough matchup as a 6'1 freshman. She's at the top of that 1-3-1 zone as we're at the middle part of the third quarter. 5-0 Lakin run after Scott City tied it up at 28. 33-28. Now Avery Lewis into Felker. Has good position on Davidson. Goes right. Irvin puts it up. Partially blocked, and the rebound goes to Michelis for Lakin. Irvin had a good look on the right side, just couldn't get it to drop in. 3:40 to work here in the third. Villa with it up top, guarded by Metzger. Goes left over to Davidson. Davidson back up top. It'll go to Villa. And now at the foul line, left side, Davidson will launch a 3, and she'll be too strong. The long rebound out high to Lakin. And here the Lady Bronx still with it up 5. Into Davidson. Pivot, shot up, short rebound. And Lady Beavers box out with Chris Irvin. Here comes Erica Felker racing the front court with 3:20 to go third quarter. Flips it behind to Irvin. 33-28 Bronx lead. Scott City has not scored in almost 3 minutes, and there's one of those lengthy droughts. Lakin has scored 5 points over the last 2 minutes. 3:10 to go third quarter. Scott City resets. Felker left side. Here's now back up top to Lewis from Metzger. Holds it. Off the screen. Ooh, man. Felker with it. Goes left side to Metzger. Turns down the 3. She'll drive in. Pulls up. Left side jumper too strong. Rebound Michelis on the backside. Lady Beavers on a 3-minute drought here in Trela here. 33-28 with 2:45 to go third quarter. The pass almost too high for Esquivel. She reels it in. Davidson right corner. Now back up top to Esquivel. They're working around the horn with 2:38 to go third quarter. 33-28 Scott City trails. Lakin with the ball. They've scored the last 5 points. Scott City on a 3.5-minute drought. And their droughts have seen Lakin score runs of 13, 9, and now 5. Ooh. Boy, that was a push off that high, but no foul called, and a timeout for Coach J.C. Holloway. And it's just a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here with 2:21 to go. Boy, Lakin extend the forearm right in front of the left official there, but says it wasn't enough for an offensive foul. Basketball tonight presented here by Fro Heating and Cooling, Fro Ag Service, Fro Electric, Good Anesthesia and Pain Management Services, Great Western Tire and Deckmart Furniture and Appliance, High Choice Feeders, Hamey Farms, HRC Feed Yards, J&R Car and Truck, J. Andrew Trucking, JF Beaver Advertising, Jackson Legal Group, and Lebanon Lawn and Tree. Scott City on almost a foul in this third quarter. 2 have been called on Lakin, just 1 on Scott City. Possession arrow favors Lakin. Lakin down to 3 timeouts. He has yet to burn a timeout. Lady Beavers without Megan Trout tonight. Now the 30-second timeout. The Lady Beavers with 3 of their starting 5 out there. As they play a weave up top of the Scott City 2-3 zone, driving in is Villa. Now, oh, that was a walk. Missed Davidson right in front of the official. 2:05 to go third quarter. Lakin up by 5 of the ball. 33-28. Esquivel with it back up top to Villa. And now finds a cutter. Kramer back to Kaylee up top. Here's Chris Irvin to Kendall Gentry. She'll drive in. Left baseline. Lewis will take the deep 2, or it's a 3, and it's good. She just snuck her toe outside the line, did Lewis. She has 8, 4 in this quarter, and her 10th 3 gives Scott City the deficit of 2 with the final minute of the third quarter, 33-31. So that breaks a nearly 5-minute drop for Scott City, where Lakin only scored 5 points. And Coach J.C. Holloway telling his team to pull it out. With 55 seconds to go third quarter, Lakin hanging on to a 2-point lead in the ball, 33-31. Now they get it underneath the Vogel. Bounce pass stolen away and a turnover. Here's Avery Lewis with it. Lady Beavers will push it across behind Chris Irvin, but she retrieves it. And now Kendall Gentry and a foul underneath. That's on McCombs, her 2nd and the team's 4th of the quarter with 38.5 seconds to go third quarter. So Scott City with a chance to tie it here late third as Erica Felker in for Avery Lewis. 33-31, Lakin up by 2. Scott City with the ball here underneath their own basket with 38.5 seconds to go third stanza. Erica to inbound it.
Booster Club, White's Food Liner, Scott City Eye Center, Shells, Flowers, and more, Scott City Pharmacy, Giftologists,
Cheyenne Kramer. Outlets it right to Erica Felker. Surveys the court. Into Gentry. Oh, and almost walked with it. Now Felker will drive in. Oh, she traveled with it. Oh, the jump stop and just took one too many steps. And Scott City, with their 11th turnover of the night, had the good idea that time. 7:27 to go. Lady Beavers down by 2. Lakin with the ball, 33-31. Lakin pulls it back out of high. They are a team that averages 48 points a game. Scott City averages just under 50. And then it goes to Vogel, gets pushed off the block, and then they call a reach-in foul out of all that. And that'll be a team foul number 1 of the fourth quarter on Scott City. It'll be on Mackenzie Metzger, her second.
Number 15.
7:06 to go in this one. 33-31. Lakin with a lead of 2. And the ball, Vogel to inbound it in right baseline to McCombs. Up top now to Chavira. She'll get it into Michelle, who loses it. Erica Felker, the 20th turnover of the night for the Lady Bronx. Scott City up by 4 of the ball. Felker with 8 points in the game. She has 4 in this fourth quarter. Up top to Kendall Gentry. 4:39 to go. 37-33. Scott City with the lead in the ball. Gentry now use up dribbling. She gets, she'll lose it out of bounds. Amy Felker wanted a foul, and I'll be honest, I don't know if there was a lot of contact enough to warrant a foul, and it'll be a turnover to Lakin with 4:31 to go. It was tight defense by Villa out high. 4:25 to go in this one. A 4-point Lakin lead or deficit. And a whistle and a pushing foul underneath. And that'll be a foul on the floor on Scott City, their second foul of the quarter. With 4:21 to go, says Vern Kisner. The foul will be charged to Avery Lewis, her second. Lakin yet to foul in this fourth quarter. Scott City has committed 10 fouls tonight. Lakin just 5. 4:21 to go. Entry feed into Michelis. Now a high stolen by Gentry. And that's actually now turnover number 20 on the Lady Bronx. Scott City with a 4-point lead in the ball as Lakin's drought has approached 8 minutes. 4:10 to go in this one. Gentry up top. Almost a foul. Now it's Kramer back to Kendall Gentry out high. Looks for a cutter. There's Lewis. Catches it. The left block goes up. Can't get it to go through contact. And the rebound goes to Davidson for Lakin. Boy, if anything, there could have been a foul there, but they let it play through. They've let it play for the most part underneath here in this second half. 3:50 to go in this one. Scott City in a 2-3 zone. And out high with it is Chavira. 37-33 Lakin with the ball. And reach and foul, says Vern Kisner on Mackenzie Metzger, and that's her third foul with 3:43 to go. It is Chris Irvin and Kaylee Felker. Out will be Cheyenne Kramer and Mackenzie Metzger. Also in for Lakin is going to be Monty Esquivel. Here with 3:43 to go. 3 fouls already in the quarter on Scott City, none on Lakin. Lady Beavers still in their 2-3 zone. They'll skip it almost too high, but catching is Esquivel up top. Now they get it over to Villa. Villa in the paint. Davidson drives in, puts up the tough shot. Oh, and a foul. 2 free throws coming up, and you got to call one on Lakin eventually here. That foul will be on Avery Lewis, her third, with 3.5 to go. Or the fourth foul on Scott City, none on Lakin in this quarter. Davidson the line where she's 7 points, has 1 of 2 at the line and make it 1 of 3. She leaves the first one short. Lakin on an 8.5 minute drought. They went up 33-28 with 4:06 to go in the third quarter. Here we are with 3:30 to go in the fourth and a 4-point Scott City lead. Second free throw for Davidson is good. She hits 1 out of 2 and makes it 37-34. 3:30 to go in this one. Davidson now with 8 tonight. Lakin, the line is 7 of 13. Scott City just 3 of 4. Those free throws coming in the third quarter. Gentry with it up top. Holds it. 3:15 to go up top to Avery Lewis. Off the screen, here's Erica Felker right side. Needs help, finds Lewis, leads her too far, and a turnover. Might have got away the push that Scott sent underneath, but here comes Lakin with the ball down 3 as we approach 3 minutes to go. Weaving her way through is Chavira. Up top righty to go to Esquivel. Back up top, they're working around left side. With it is Villa, guarded by Gentry. Spin move, drives in the paint, her runner, scoop shot, no! A lot of contact that time, and the rebound goes to Scott City. Felker weaves her way into the front court with 2:48 to go. Beavers with the ball and a 3-point lead, 37-34. Entry feed into Kaylee Felker. Up top it'll go. Left side now to Kendall Gentry from Avery Lewis. She'll dribble it back up top. If you're Scott City, you almost want to just kind of play with the ball up top, but they're going to get a travel, and Scott City turns it over for the 15th time. Samantha Vogel, Jordan McCombs in for Lakin, Mackenzie Metzger in for Kendall Gentry. Out for Lakin will be Lilia Villa as well as Reagan Chavir. So Lakin with the ball back down 3 with 2:32 to go. 37-34 Scott City on another 3-minute drought here. 2:20 to go in this one. Up top with it as McCombs goes to right, guarded by Irvin as she uses up her dribble, and a timeout for J.C. Holloway will burn a full timeout. We'll take it as well. 2:18 to go here in this one. 37-34 Scott City. Back in a minute. This is Beaver basketball.
Needs more farmers. People who know the land. People who support rural communities. People who are as diverse as each acre they care for. But unless you've been born and raised on a family farm, it's nearly impossible to become a farmer. That's why we are building a team of people from our hometown and across the world to do what they love. We are not just a family farm. We are a multi-family farm. We are Volgamore Family Farms.
We do so.
Lakin with 2 timeouts left, Scott City with 4, but Lakin with the ball out of the timeout, down 3 with 2:18 to go, 37-34 as we're back to action. Jordan McCombs with it, guarded by Irvin out high now to Davidson at the foul line, goes right side, entry feed into Vogel, trying to back away and puts up the tough shot, and it's a 1-point game. Vogel had great position underneath, she has 10, and it's a 1-point game with 2:06 to go. Lakin with the last 3. This one, Scott City's lead of 4 is now dwindled to 1. Final 2 minutes of this one. Up top to Chris Irvin, finds Erica Felker, and she gets fouled by Vogel. That'll be her second, and that's the first foul on Lakin in the 4th quarter with 1:55 to go in the game. Scott City's gotten maybe a little stagnant yet once again here on offense as Kendall Gentry and Avery Lewis in, as that'll be Kaylee Felker and Chris Irvin, but Scott City trying to score here and end a 3-minute drought, only up by 1. Felker to inbound it in. We'll kick it up top to Kendall Gentry, catches it, goes to her right with 1:53 to go now to Avery Lewis. Gentry back up top, it goes to Lewis. 37-36, Scott City lead at 1. With it now is Gentry, weaves her way through up top. Metzger holds it. Now goes left to to Felker. Felker will penetrate right side to Avery Lewis. Oh, she'll lose it out of bounds and a turnover. Scott City has had 3 turnovers in a row, and that has left the door open for Lakin with 1:34 to go. And Irvin will check in for Erica Felker. 37-36 now. Lakin with a chance to retake the lead here with 94 seconds to go in regulation. But Scott City has gone stagnant over the last 3.5 minutes on the floor here. Lakin with the last 3 points of the ball game. 1:25 to go. With it as McCombs uses up her dribble, throws it too high for Davidson, and she falls out of bounds, and that'll be Lakin's 21st turnover. And now Erica Felker back in after she gets some words of encouragement from Coach Amy Felker in to replace Chris Irvin. So Scott City, both teams back with their starting 5 on the floor. With 1:21 to go, Lewis will take it across with a 1-point lead to Scott City. Foul situation, 4 on Scott City this quarter, just 1. Oh, almost a double dribble. Now left side, here's Mackenzie Metzger. Skips it up top to Cheyenne Kramer, and deflected, and a turnover. Scott City with their 4th straight turnover with 1:05 to go, and almost picking up the pivot foot was McCombs. She has it right side to Davidson, minutes ago. 1 point Scott City lead. Lakin with the ball. Skip it too high and out of bounds, and another Lakin turnover. 37-36, Scott City Lady Beavers hanging on to a 1-point lead here with 55 seconds. Lakin's going to pick him up in the full court. Amy Felker wants time. It'll be a full. Let's take a 30-second timeout with 55.4 to go. Scott City 37, Lakin 36. Back in 30 seconds. This is Beaver basketball.
BBN is brought to you by HRC Feed Yards, J&R, Next Tech Wireless, Red Barn Enterprises, S&T Communications, Scott County Hospital, Scott Co-op, Security State Bank, Turner Sheet Metal.
As your
Lady Beavers are trying to survive here. They've led by as many as 4, but are on a 4-minute drought here as they lead by only 1. With 55.4 to go at 37-36. It'll be their ball out of the timeout. Timeout situation. Lakin has 2 timeouts left. Both of them are full. Scott City has a full and 2 30s left. The foul situation, only 1 foul on Lakin in the 4th quarter. Scott City has 4. Possession arrow, if there'll be a tie, it belongs to the Lady Beavers. But Scott City needs to take care of the ball. They've turned the ball over 4 times in a row here. After they had a 4-point lead, and it's down to 1. Avery Lewis inbounded in. Now the timeout gets it into Kendall Gentry. Now needs help. Finds Avery Lewis with 53 seconds. And out to Mackenzie Metzger. Metzger will take it across, and she'll weave her way through. Finds Erica Felker. A jumper for 2. Oh, no! In and out rebound goes to McCombs for Lakin, and Lakin can retake the lead. And a timeout for Lakin with 40 seconds to go, and it'll be a full timeout. Let's come back in 30 seconds with 40 seconds to go. A 1-point Scott City lead. This is Lady Beaver basketball. This is Lady Beaver
basketball. As your local community foundation, we are dedicated to preserving local wealth so the communities in and around Scott County will forever remain an attractive place to live, work, and raise a family. We respond to the needs of our community through grant making, scholarships, and other special projects. To learn more, visit us online at scottcf.org.
For exceptional
off your order.
(37-36) Scott City hanging on to a thread by a point. Lakin down to 1 timeout left. That's a full. Scott City just misses a shot just barely moments ago, and Lakin with the ball with 40 seconds to go. The Lady Beavers have led for most of this 4th quarter. They led 37-36 with 5:05 to go. Since then, Lakin has scored the last 3 on a 2-point basket and a free throw. And Lakin's ball out of the timeout. Last time they called a timeout, they got it underneath to Samantha Vogel, had good position. You got to wonder if maybe Coach J.C. Holloway drew something up like that yet once again for his seniors, 5'10" senior Vogel. Lakin with the ball with 35 seconds to go. You got to know where number 10 is. They give it to her right there. Her shot is good again. And it's 38-37 with 28 seconds to go. Scott City's ball down 1. Erica Felker in the front court to Avery Lewis, and now to Erica Felker. Scott City has 3 timeouts at their disposal. Up top to Kendall Gentry, and she loses it. Picks it back up, and then timeout for Coach Amy Felker to save the possession. With 16.2 to go. It'll be a full. We'll just go ahead and keep it right here. You knew the last time when Lakin had called a timeout, they went right to Vogel. They did again, and she swished it on the left lane, mid-post left, to give Lakin the lead back at 38-37. Scott City almost lost it. They got the possession back, and they called timeout. They're down to 2 timeouts. 16.2 to go. How aggressive does Scott City get here? They worked so hard and took advantage. They scored 9 points on a 8.5 minute drought by Lakin, and now Scott City is on a 4.5, almost a 5-minute drought. Their droughts have been more costly than Lakin's have tonight. That was Lakin's one long drought. Scott City has had lengthy droughts in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd quarters here tonight, and Lakin has scored multiple points in those. This is a 5-0 run by Lakin. They have scored 5-0 runs in 2 5-0 runs as Lakin in the 2nd half on lengthy Scott City droughts. Cheyenne Kramer to inbound it here with 16.2 to go. Lady Beavers need. Oh, they get it wide open. Avery Lewis. She'll go up, and she is fouled with 14.8 to go. And 2 big free throws coming up for the junior Avery Lewis. Down by 1. A good draw up by Coach Felker in the timeout. That's on Kinsey Lohman Fuller, her 2nd. Lewis 1 of 2 at the line. She has 8 points tonight for Scott City. A big free throw with 14.8 to go. And that free throw, too strong. She'll get another one. Not all is lost, though. Scott City cannot foul. They already have 4 fouls, unless she would happen to miss this one. But she's going to make it, hopefully. And she does. We're tied at 38. 14.8 to go. Lakin with 1 timeout to go. Lewis with 9. And that's going to be a timeout for Lakin with 10.7 to go. That's their last timeout with 10.7 to go. We'll keep it right here. 38-30 on the board. And once again, Scott City has to be aware where number 10 is. She is scored their last 4 points. She had great position underneath. 10.7 to go here in regulation. Lady Beavers won overtime or a steal and a layup. Lakin trying to win it here in regulation. They are out of timeouts. Scott City could use a tie-up. They have the possession arrow in their favor. 38-38 is your score. It's been a 7-5 run by Scott City in this fourth quarter. They led it 37-33, and then the free throw ended a nearly 5-minute drought for Scott City, and that ended a 5-0 run. Lewis with 9. Lady Beavers just 4 of 6 from the line tonight, all in this second quarter. Lakin is 7 of 13 for the ball game. They're 1 of 2 in the fourth quarter. 38-38 with 10.7 to go. Lakin's ball in the backcourt. Lakin has no timeout, so a steal would be big for Scott City. Here we go, out of the timeout. Lakin inbound it with 10 seconds to go. In the front court, they go left side. It goes to Esquivel. She has it with 5, with 4. Here's Davidson, launches a 3 for the lead. Oh, she hit it! And Lakin is going to win this one, 41-38. Oh, my! Jared Davidson from 2 feet behind the three-point arc buries the 3 with 2 seconds to go, or 3 seconds to go, and they may have called timeout before. They did grant Scott City a timeout with 2 seconds to go, I believe. But Jared Davidson hits the 3 from 2 feet behind the arc on the right wing to put Lakin up 41-38. My goodness. But they are going to add some time on the clock. It's a 30-second timeout. 1.4 will be added to the clock. Oh, what a heartbreaker. But Scott City still has a chance. They need to get a clean look and get it to one of their three-point shooters. Scott City did so many good things here tonight. Yeah, you go look at the turnovers, but also you probably have to look at your scoring droughts. 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 3 minutes, and another 5-minute drought. Those are really where they were at tonight. So Lakin will pick up Scott City in the full court with 1.4 to go. 41-38. Cheyenne Kramer to inbound it. They'll get it in the half court. It'll be thrown away, picked up by, or stripped by, and that'll be it. Oh, what a heartbreaking loss for Scott City, 41-38. As for the first time in 9 games, Lakin wins one against Scott City, and Lady Beavers dropped to 9-7 on the season. Post-game coverage to begin after this 3-minute break. This is Scott City basketball.
For exceptional service in real estate, put Stephanie Shapland at Shapland Real Estate to work for you. Property homework is what we do best at Shapland Real Estate. We put forth every effort to get results that move you. Our expertise in buying and selling residential, commercial, and agriculture property is built on the tradition of trust and thoroughness that you deserve. Shapland Real Estate takes pride in our community and in cheering on our students in all that they do. Give Shapland Real Estate a call or visit our website today.
The dedicated team at Norder Supply is passionate about assisting our customers in achieving maximum net return per acre. That is how we define our success. Through unparalleled agronomic advice and best-in-class customer service, you can depend on us to do what is best for your operation. Ask them today about their spot-on service and how it can fill your needs. Norder Supply. Plain talk, exceptional results.
At American Implement, we know that our farmers and ranchers are getting up and going to work every morning to provide food, fuel, and fiber for the world. And even though time and technology keeps us constantly changing, one thing will always remain the same. We promise that we'll continue working right beside you. We appreciate all that you do for our country and our communities. From all of us at American Implement, thank you, and may God bless the American farmer and rancher.
On February 10th, the Beaver Broadcasting Network presents the Scott Community High School Girls Regional Wrestling Tournament. Watch your Scott City Beavers take on the best in the area for a shot of advancing to the state tournament. The broadcast is only available on the Beaver Broadcasting Network YouTube channel. The broadcast BBN is free to watch. Subscribe to be notified when we go live.
Fairleigh Feed Yard is dedicated to investing in our facilities and staff to provide the best experience possible for the cattle feeder and, in the end, the consumers of our product. We are always in the market to purchase corn and other commodities from local producers. Call our office at 620-872-2111 for current pricing. Our dedicated employees and their families are very important to us, and we are proud of their children that are current beavers and individuals that will grow into those roles in the future. Fairleigh Feed Yard is privileged to support Scott City youth and are honored to cheer on the Beavers.
Dr. Yeager today.
Welcome to the Scott City Ace Hardware post-game show. Scott City Ace Hardware, located on South Main Street in Scott City. They invite you to come by and take a look around.
Oh, what a heartbreaking loss tonight for Scott City as they fall tonight here on a last-second three by Jared Davidson with 1.4 seconds to go, and the Lady Bronx in Scott City's 8-game winning streak in the series, and it's a 41-38 Lakin win over Scott City. Your post-game show once again presented by Scott City Ace Hardware. Adam Kadavy with you. As boy, a heartbreaker tonight for the Lady Beavers, who had fought so hard to take a 37-33 lead with 5 minutes to go, but the fourth lengthy scoring drought for Scott City ended up hurting them as Lakin would score 5 in a row. They'd go up 38-37, 29 seconds to go. The Lady Beavers would have a chance as Avery Lewis was fouled. She would hit 1 out of 2 free throws with 38 seconds to go. Lakin would come down the floor. They would get it to Jared Davidson, who was from college range on the right wing, and she would bury the three. They would end up adding some time, put 1.4 on the clock. Scott City could not get a chance at shooting it here. Final of 41-38. But a good effort tonight by the Lady Beavers without Megan Trout, but Lakin just too much, especially in that first half in the paint. Final numbers here tonight for Scott City. They did not have anybody in double figures. Mackenzie Metzger had a near career high with 9 points. Avery Lewis with 9. 8 for Erica Felker. 4 for Kendall Gentry, and 2 for Piper Fox, and 2 for Cheyenne Kramer. That's the scoring for Scott City. Lady Beavers, though, had some costly turnovers in that fourth quarter especially. They had 7 turnovers in the fourth quarter, ended up with 18 on the night. And they had a total of 12 fouls in the game. They were 4 of 6 from the line. For Lakin, they had 13 from the freshman Erin Michaela. She really hurt Scott City. 12 from Samantha Vogel. She had 4 big points in that fourth quarter. He gave Lakin the lead at 38-37 with under 30 seconds to go. 11 for Jared Davidson, who had 4 of her points in the fourth quarter, including the game-winning 3 with 1.4 seconds to go. That was her second 3 of the night. And she had all the 3s tonight for Lakin. And then they had 1 point each for Jordan McCombs, Kinsey Lohman Fuller, as well as Lilia Villa. The ball game here for Lakin, they ended up with 23 turnovers. Scott City maybe didn't capitalize as much as they would like to on those turnovers tonight, but they had 11 steals. They only had 7 fouls tonight. They only had 1 in the first half. So your final here tonight of 41-38 for Lakin. We'll take about a 30-second timeout. We'll come back with our boys pregame with head coach Brian Gentry. Back in 30 seconds, this is Beaver Basketball. Back in 30 seconds, this is Beaver Basketball.
Locations at Colby, Oakley, and Scott City.
Welcome back here to Lakin Middle School. Adam Kadavy with you on Mix 94.5. Your pregame interview is brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services with Hugh and Berta Benz in Scott City and Leota. I'm joined here with Coach Brian Gentry in the pregame, and thanks again for joining me here this evening. It's a tough loss there to Ulysses on Friday night on the road, 45-41, a game where it was you guys led for most of the ball game, and then fourth quarter only scoring 2 points there. Looking back on Friday, what did you see maybe kind of was the big determining factor of that outcome?
I just thought there was too many possessions that were taken for granted, whether that be offensive finishes around the basket or defensively, guarding the ball. I mean, there's just too many breakdowns, and that's what got us. I mean, you look at the fourth quarter, and we go 1 for 14, and 9 of those were layups. In the third quarter was big in a sense because we didn't guard the ball. We had a lot of breakdowns. So just too many possessions that were taken for granted. Our guys need to learn from that and do a better job. And that's really about it. We played with pretty good tempo the first quarter, and then the second and third we were kind of slow. And then the fourth quarter we just couldn't get a basket to go. And those things happen. And when they do, you got to make sure you can rely on your defense. And our defense wasn't bad all the time. It just hit us in big moments.
What do you feel like maybe is kind of slowing things down with the consistency thing that you guys have maybe in that first quarter?
I think Ulysses held the ball a little bit longer than what we were anticipating. They made us guard a little bit longer in the second and third quarter, and that kind of held us up on offense. We weren't playing in transition as much, and again, when you give up buckets, it's somewhat harder to get out and run. So I mean, we've got to get stops and rebounds, but I think they did a good job of kind of delaying their offense and not looking to shoot so quickly, and that kind of took us out of a rhythm. But it just comes down to not taking anything for granted, and I think there's a lot of layups in particular that we do. We'll make really good plays to get there and put ourselves in position, and then we're just not finishing them, and that happened a number of times on Friday.
Once again, it is Coach Brian Gentry here in the pregame tonight. Scott City facing Lakin, a team that's off to a really good start here now, 13-2. They've won 8 in a row, and they had a big win on Friday nights against Cimarron on the road. As you take a look at this Lakin team, a lot of the same cast from a year ago, a very junior-heavy team, and they're just going to kind of throw people at you in waves.
Yeah, I mean, it's been documented. It's 32 minutes, 94 feet of pushing, shoving, and holding. So we know what to expect. And a lot of teams get too caught up in that, make such a big deal out of it that they can't play the game. And I think that's kind of the game plan for Lakin is to kind of make you mad, get you upset, annoy you, and we just have to do a good job of handling the pressure. Once you break it, especially in the full court, you break the press. You just got to get into your rhythm. You can't come down and shoot really quick shots. If they're not layups or in rhythm, we've got to be smart. Yes, we want to attack their press and get layups, but if we don't, we need to run our offense, and we've got to be selective with our shots, making sure we're in a rhythm and not sped up. Because it's hard to shoot the ball when you're sped up. So we've got to get into that rhythm. We've got to play through Jackson down low and just relax. Easier said than done. Our guys have continued to have great attitudes despite some adversity and despite some injuries and health issues. They continue to battle. They continue to work hard and practice. So they're excited about this opportunity, and a team that's should be ranked in 3A that may not be getting a lot of looks due to the fact that people don't pay attention to the West very much. But a very good team and a good opportunity for our guys.
Could be a good one here tonight. Scott City and Lakin battling here for the lone matchup this year. Coach Brian Gentry here in the pregame, and thanks again for the time, Coach, and good luck to you guys.
All right, thanks, Adam.
And once again, those are the comments from Coach Brian Gentry. We'll go from one coach to the other as we'll recap the girls' game here. Lady Beavers losing a heartbreaker on a last-second three, 41-38. Coach Amy Felker joining me here. Coach, you knew coming in you'd be shorthanded without Megan coming into tonight, but I thought your girls played hard. They had some really good moments in the game, and just a heartbreaker at the end there. And what's your initial reaction for tonight?
We had to make a lot of adjustments knowing that we didn't have Megan on the inside, so we had to put a couple new offenses in and get ready there. Defensively, there's just a difference when you're in different positions on the defense. So, there's a lot of things that we had to change, and the girls stepped up and did it for the most part. We just had some times that we just couldn't get the basket to go in. But overall, we had a lot of positives. We took some steps up. We just got to get better every day.
I think you found a new scoring threat tonight. I know Mackenzie's had her moments throughout the year, but she was a big threat for you guys in that first half. She ended up with 9 points, and she was able to beat Lakin in that full court press early on there, and you had to like what she was able to do, seizing the opportunity for her first start.
She plays strong, tough defense. She knew what she was supposed to do on our half court or our full court press breaker, and she just finished at the end. She had confidence and she finished strong. I'm glad she got a good game for her first start.
Absolutely, and it's kind of things that were warming up. I think you saw some good things tonight. I know from Kendall, from Kaylee Cheyenne. I know she had a little foul trouble in the first half, and a half that was very limited on fouls, interestingly enough. But I think you probably have to go back to your scoring droughts in 4 different phases here tonight, and not being able to score in long droughts there. And I think that probably is one that comes back to haunt.
We just got to take care of the ball. There was a lot of times we were forcing to the wrong person. They were open 3 times, and then we tried to throw it the 4th time instead of passing it to somebody else. We got to do a better job of making the easy passes and not forcing, and then that caused them to get some easy baskets on the other end. We just got to make sure we're taking good shots, we're attacking the basket, and just do the little things right.
All right, and toward the end there, Lakin was content on going with Vogel, and I tell you, their length really gave you guys fits tonight. And she hit those 2. We're at the end of regulation there with the tie game. Did you anticipate them after their last timeout that they were going to go back to her again?
I honestly figured they would go to the inside because we were weak on the inside, and I figured they would go there because the refs were calling the fouls on us and that kind of stuff. So I figured they would. However, they've been trying to get their guards open on screens all night. We've just had them covered. And for this particular time, Avery got a good double screen put on her, and she just couldn't get through the screen. And they set up a good play, and we just didn't get it covered, and she knocked down a great shot. So, you can't do anything with that. You got to give it to Lakin. But, I'm still proud of the effort that the girls gave us.
Oh, absolutely. Good defensive effort for the most part here tonight. But you got to flip the page. It's all GWAC the rest of the regular season now, and with a pretty good Holcomb team coming to town on Friday night.
We got to be ready. We're going to bounce back and take the positives, and we're going to work hard for the next 2 days and be ready to go against Holcomb.
All right. Once again, Coach Amy Felker joining me here, and congratulations on the great effort here tonight. I know you fell a little short here, and we'll talk to you coming up here tomorrow and throughout the week.
All right. Thanks, Adam.
All right. Once again, Coach Amy Felker joining me here as the Lady Beavers drop a tough one here tonight, 41-38. We'll take a timeout. We'll take a 3-minute break as they're now going through their homecoming ceremonies, and we're going to talk, or we'll preview the matchup. We'll come back in 3 minutes. This is Scott City Beaver basketball. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
Specials that will steal your...
Adding value to our community has been our priority since day one. That's why the Scott Co-op is here with 8 elevator locations, 2 service stations, 5 car trolls, bulk fuel and oil delivery, as well as a full-service agronomy department, including agronomy services, seed, chemical, fertilizer, and custom application. Visit us online at scottcoop.com or download our app for more information. Scott Co-op is a proud supporter of our local communities.
Transform your farm's future with premium hybrids, robust data, and unparalleled expertise from Axis Seed Red Barn. We partner with you to customize a plan featuring industry-leading seed that matches your unique soil and growing conditions, helping you to farm differently and making your operation more profitable. Contact us at www.redbarn.ag to gain access to premium seed proven to outperform.
And go Beavers!
market for a new or used vehicle? Check out J&R Car and Truck Center of Scott City. J&R Car and Truck has a fully trained service and parts staff for repairs on most makes and models of vehicles. Locally owned and operated, J&R Car and Truck Center provides new and used vehicles. Stop on in and check out jrcarandtruck.com for your next vehicle. J&R Car and Truck Center, your Chevrolet and GMC dealership in Scott City.
Here in Lakin, and it was interestingly enough, just an observation, they started the 15-minute warm-up clock, and then they stopped it at 5 minutes on the warm-up clock for their winter homecoming ceremonies. And I mentioned this in the pregame of the girls' game, and I'll mention it again. You're probably wondering why Lakin is doing their homecoming on a Tuesday night. Well, that is because they only had one Friday home game throughout the season. That was their first game of the year back in December. Well, you're more than likely not going to do a homecoming ceremony on the first night of the season and in the 1st of December. So that's why they're doing it here on their Tuesday night here in February. So that's why they have the winter homecoming tonight. So that's the case here. And I guess with seeing the opponent being maybe less than an hour away, probably do that just to save time for the teams. Anyways, let's talk boys basketball while we have an opportunity. Lakin enters the new KBCA polls at number 9 in Class 3A now, as they have won 8 in a row and are 13-2 on the year. And now they have all the attendants exit the courts and the teams can start warming up. Lakin is now 13-2. Their lone losses are to the Goodland Cowboys up at the Topside Tip-Off Championship, 54-45, and also to Syracuse at Syracuse, 52-40. That was a league game on the 5th of January. Since then, they've defeated Holcomb by 5 here, 70-65. The Knoll kid had 38 points for the Holcomb Longhorns in that game. Also, they had wins over Deerfield by 80, Stanton County, Syracuse, they avenged a loss, Sublette, they won the High Plains League Tournament, they defeated Wichita County, and they also defeated Southwestern Heights and then Cimarron on Friday night by the count of 66-38. Leading the way this year for the Lakin Bronx, you have to go to the 6'3 junior Coulter Oldham, who averages 16 points per ball game. And they also go to Austin Ritsema. He is a 6'7 junior who averages 12 points, 6 points, and 9 boards a game. And Edric Gomez Escobar, a junior, who averages 9 points per ball game. As a averaged 67 points in the High Plains or overall this year with the High Plains League heavy schedule. For Scott City, they're needing to get back to the basics tonight and cut down on those turnovers, attack the paint, and also find ways to fight through the pressure of Lakin. They'll press you for 32 minutes. Scott City this year 8-7 on the year. Heartbreaking loss after they led for most of that ball game against Ulysses on Friday night. And 45-41 loss at Ulysses, a game that they probably felt like they gave away in the fourth quarter after they went on a lengthy drought, almost around an 8-minute drought in that third and fourth quarter. and lost that game 45-41 against Ulysses. They led by 2 going on the fourth quarter, led by no more than 6, but the turnovers and just 1 of 14 shooting in the fourth quarter really proved to be a difference here on Friday night. Just 1 of 14 in that fourth quarter, and they were also 1 of 14 on threes. It's been a Jekyll and Hyde team home and on the road for Scott City from three-point range this year, and it reared its ugly head on Friday night at Ulysses. Scott City was led by Jackson Rumford, 17. Alex Triango had a career high with 15 on Friday night in that loss, as the Beavers this year averaged 49 points a game, but after their 6-0 start, they're 2-7 in their last 9 games and looking to as the Beavers and Bronx meeting up here for the 53rd time. Scott City has dominated the series, leading at 37-15, and they snapped a losing streak of 4 in a row a year ago with a 49-46 thriller over the Lakin Bronx at the Scott Community Event Center. First time in 3 years that Scott City will be playing in Lakin. And let's see what the Beaver boys can do here tonight. Scott City and Lakin meeting up here in Lakin here tonight. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back with starters, keys to the game, and the opening tip. We'll do that in 2 minutes. This is Scott City Beaver basketball. 2 minutes. This is Scott City Beaver basketball. Miller Veterinary Clinic in Scott City loves to take care of your larger
have this amazing way of making a positive impact in our community. Whether it's helping children, boosting local economies, or creating role models, that's our goal at American Implement too. We believe in being a part of the communities we serve by just being a good neighbor. Thanks for being ours.
There's nothing more spacious than Western Kansas, and nobody closer than our communities. We are determined to keep our communities connected to schools, kids to teachers and parents. We believe a connected world is a better place. We are more than what we do for our hometowns. It's what we do with our hometowns. S&T is proud to be your family, your friends, your neighbor.
First National Bank of Scott City. One of the few places left that you could call today and speak with a person and be greeted at the door with a friendly face. Come see us at First National Bank, where you will feel at home. Let us help you with your banking needs, whether it be setting up a checking account, savings account, CD, or getting a loan for that new vehicle or home you have been dreaming about. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Go with the proven winner. I'm Michael Trout from State Farm in Scott City. When it comes to auto insurance, we score big with our policyholders. We score on competitive rates, on customer service, and on satisfaction and speedy claim handling. Let us quote your autos today and make you a part of the Trout State Farm team. Call or stop by Michael Trout State Farm and you can be assured of our personal best. Go with the winner, Michael Trout State Farm, Scott City.
Western State Bank proudly supports Scott Community High School students and athletes as they prepare for another great year of achievements. Just as our students prepare for another successful year, we encourage you to be prepared for whatever life may bring you. Stop in and talk with the knowledgeable staff at Western State Bank, whether it be a new home loan, financing for your business, or any one of our checking and savings account options. We're here to help you. Make sure to check out all of our internet banking options provided at wsbks.com. Western State Bank, member FDIC. And as always, go Beavers!
The Beaver Broadcasting Network is an elective class that students can take after taking a prerequisite digital media class. BBN broadcasts games such as football, basketball, home wrestling, in home volleyball. BBN also teaches students how to make promotional videos and advertisements. Beaver Broadcasting Network, empowering the next generation of multimedia professionals. BBN is supported by Shapland Real Estate, State Farm, The Original Grande, Bullertson Family Dentistry, Volgamore Family Farms, Western State Bank, Wood River Energy, Scott Community Foundation, Good Anesthesia and Pain Management Services.
For the Scott City Beavers, as he'll be coached by Brian Gentry in his 7th season, assisted by Joey Meyer and Drew Kite. We've got a different starting lineup for the Beavers tonight, as it'll be Sage Steckline, the 6'6 senior, averaging at around 9 points and 5 boards a game. Avery Knoll back in the lineup. Good to see him back on the court. The 6'3 senior, 5 points and 5 rebounds a game. Alex Tarango, a 5'10 junior, averaging 8.7 points and 2.4 boards a game. Jackson Rumford, the 6'5 junior, 17.7 boards. And Brooks Bailey getting his 2nd consecutive start here tonight. The 5'10 junior, he averages 1 point and 1 rebound a game. So it's Sage Steckline, Avery Knoll, Alex Tarango, Jackson Rumford, and Brooks Bailey. Your starting 5 on the floor for Scott City. Eloy Ruel is unavailable here tonight for the Beavers. And for the Lakin Bronx, they are coached by Nate Schmidt in his 9th season in Lakin, his 11th overall as a head coach, assisted by a couple of Taylor Lovelady and Hunter Kirby, both are Lakin alums. On the court tonight for the Bronx, it'll be Adrian Gomez Escabel. He's a 6' junior, averages 8.7 points and 3.3 boards a game. Austin Ritsema, he is a 6'7 junior at 12.6 points and 8.7 rebounds a game. Also, Drew Patterson, a 5'8 junior, averages 6 points a game. Coulter Oldham, a 6'3 junior, he averages 16 points and 3 boards a game. And Maddox Beltran, a 6' senior, averages 3.2 points and 3 boards per game. Once again, it's Adrian Gomez Esquivel, Austin Sema, Drew Patterson, Maddox Beltran, and Coulter Oldham, the 5 tonight for the Lakin Bronx. So those are your starting lineups here, presented by Security State Bank, as they go through their final lineups with the lights partially off and the spotlights there introducing all the starters. Keys to the game tonight presented by State Farm agent Michael Trout. We go with the proven winner when it comes to insurance. They score big with the policyholders. For Scott City tonight, the big key, you got to be able to handle their pressure. They'll rotate 5 in, 5 out, 32 minutes of consistent full court pressure. Second key, the Beavers need to pound in the paint. They've got that opportunity to do so tonight. Yes, Lakin has some height, quite a bit of height as well, but he continue to get in the paint. Those are your starters here, are your keys to the game. Scott City in the road, Columbia blue tops with the white numbers and letters of the navy blue trim. Lakin in their home, white tops with the purple numbers and letters of gold trim. It'll be Austin Resema and Jackson Rumford to tip in the center, 6'7" against 6'5". Here we go. Ball is going to be the tap is going to be won by Scott City, and we're underway here in Lakin for the boys' game. Lakin opens up immediately, man-to-man pressure. They're not quite the three-point shooting team as maybe we've seen from Lakin in years past, but they're not afraid to pull the trigger either. Here's Alex Tarango driving left side, cut off Sage Steckline, and Rumford immediately triple teamed, and it's loose, and it's going to be an early turnover. We're 19 seconds into the game, no score. Lakin will have the ball in their opening possession. Up top here with it in the first possession for the Bronx with it is Oldham. He had that big 20-point performance a year ago against Scott City. Him and Rumford going back and forth. He'll shoot it over. Rumford crawls off, tipped around, and Ritsema tips it to himself. Scott City did not box out. Wide open is Patterson for three. Good. Can't give Lakin second chance opportunity. 7:13 to go first quarter, and they turn the ball over to Scott City, and Patterson drains another three. From the same spot, 6-0, first minute of the ball game, and the Beavers couldn't have asked for a worse start. 2 possessions and 2 turnovers. With it is Sage Steckline in the backcourt. 6:55 to work. Rumford with it. He'll try to take it across the 10-second line. Does so. Right side to Avery Knoll. Up top to Jackson Rumford. He'll go left to Brooks Bailey. Bailey with it. Right side. Here's Knoll. He'll try a three. That'll be short. Crawls off. Rebound. Rumford crashes the board. Tries to drive in. Goes up. He's fouled. He'll get 2 free throws. So good job by Rumford on the rebound. He'll head to the line for 2. Drew Patterson will be charged for the foul, his first. Almost honestly thought that was on Ritsema, but they did not call it on him. And Rumford to the line where he's 72% on the year as a team. The Beavers at 62%, and the Beavers are on the board down 6-1 with 6:40 to go first quarter. And Scott City withstand the early run by Lakin, and Rumford hits them both as they have forced 2 turnovers in the early going here on Scott City. 6-2, 6:38 to go first quarter. Patterson for another three. Oh, he hit another one in the left corner. 9-2 with 6:30 to go first quarter. As they are 3 for 3 on threes. And now Alex Trango gets pickpocketed. 3rd turnover and 4 possession. Lead pass down the floor. Layup is good, and it's 11-2 just like that. Brian Gentry doesn't call a time. Gomez Escobar with the layup. 6:15 to go first quarter. The Beavers have 3 turnovers in the first 4 possessions. Down already 11-2. Lakin 4 of 5 shooting here in the first quarter. We played nearly 2 minutes. Steckline goes left to Brooks Bailey. He'll drive left side. Now here's Rumford. Turns down the deep 2, backing his way in, and then he loses it. Tried to thread it through. 4th turnover in 5 possessions. Boy, the Beavers could not get off to any worse start here against the number 9 ranked team in 3A. Beltran with it. The work around the perimeter left to Escobar. Now left block to Oldham. Pump fakes, goes up. It's a foul on the floor. Oh, no, they say turnover. Turnover number 1 on Lake, and they said Oldham traveled, and here is Coy Vance in for the first time, the 5'11 senior. And now in will be Eric Munson, Tyler Holloway for the Bronx. They only sub in 3, and also in MJ Gonzalez. 11-2 Lakin, 5:44 to go first quarter. Trango within the backcourt. Now he'll split the defenders. He'll take in the front court left to right. Coy Vance with it up top to Jackson Rumford. Sage Steckline goes right wing to Brooks Bailey. Turns down the 3, guarded by Holloway. Will put it on the floor. Now into Rumford, who did not see the pass. And back it goes to Bailey. Saves the possession. Up top to Rumford. 5:22 here in the opening stanza. 11-2 Lakin lead. They're 4 of 5 from the floor here to begin this ball game. With it is Sage Steckline. They play a weave. Tarango looking for a cutter. He'll drive in and draw the foul on Oldham. And that'll be his first, team second. 5:10 to go first quarter. Scott City gets a foul. Lakin with 2 fouls here, but the Beavers down 9. Still without a field goal here in the opening 3 minutes. Up top, here's Coy Vance. Drives in and gets deflected, but back to Rumford. He'll go up and he is fouled. And that'll be the 13th foul on the Bronx. That's what Scott City needs to do, is go downhill on Lakin. Get them into some foul trouble. Adri Gomez Esquimel's first. 2 free throws once again for Rumford here. With 5:03 to go first period. Scott City down by 9 and 11-2. 2 more free throws coming up here for Rumford. First to 2 is good. 11-3 your score. Second free throw, and Rumford is now 4 of 4 and makes it 11-4. 5:03 here in the first period of play. Scott City applies a little pressure, but Lakin will break it with Oldham in the front court with the dribble. Uses up, dribble, crosses over, guarded by Rumford, and a cutoff back up top between the rings to get Escobar. He'll go right with the pass to Eric Munson. Munson with it back up top to Oldham. Left side, here is Adri Gomez Escobar now backing his way in. Here's MJ Gonzalez, goes around Vance, but they'll say Vance committed the foul, his first. Team foul number 1 on Scott City. Gonzalez 72% on the year. Lakin is not a really good free throw shooting team, although Gonzalez is one of their better ones. And he'll head to the line here with 4:42 here in the opening period. First of two is rattling home, and it's 12-4. Interestingly enough, the last time Scott City was in this building was 2021, and they played here twice that year. Those are the only two losses to Lakin in this building. Second free throw rimming in and out. Rumford, he had it and lost, and then Oldham picks it up. Can't get that one to go, but got his own rebound. He'll go up, miss it, another foul. Too many opportunities that time underneath, and Oldham will head to the line for two. Scott City with a second foul of the quarter. That's on Coy Vance. Ooh. Team net foul number 2, and I don't know what Vance did to the official there, but he calls 2 quick fouls on Vance. The first free throw for Oldham is good, and he's on the board. 13-4 with 4:37 to go first quarter. Avery Knoll back in to replace Vance, who exits with 2 fouls already. Oldham a 55% free throw shooter, short on the second, and the rebound. Holloway splits the defenders, but saves in the play to Avery Knoll. Now to Sage Steckline in the front court with 4.5 to work first quarter. Beavers down 9 here in the early going. Steckline loses it, but picks it back up. Now looking for a cutter. Here's Bailey for a right wing 3. Off the back iron rebound. Rumford. They're going to call a foul over the back. And that'll be Rumford's first and the team's third. Scott City's only attempted 2 field goals. All threes. Rumford 4 of 4 at the line with 4:20 to go first quarter, but they also have 4 turnovers. 13-4, Lakin leads it. They have shot it pretty well here early on, and a ball knocked out of bounds, so 4:15 to work. Scott City just needs to settle down a little bit here. Down by 9. I'll get some of those shots to drop, but they cannot afford to turn the ball over any more than they have already. 4 turnovers here in the first 4 minutes of this ball game. Right side out high to Munson. He'll lob it in at the block. Here's Gonzalez. He'll drive in, pump fake, goes up and scores it. He has has 3 for Lakin. It's now 15-4 halfway through this first quarter. Scott City sees pressure in the backcourt yet once again. Get used to it. In the lead pass, here's Avery Knoll. He'll pull up with 3:50 to go first period. Alex Trango looking to penetrate. Gets it stripped, and that went off his knee and out of bounds, and turnover number 5. And we're going to get a timeout for Scott City. It's going to be a 30-second timeout as Camden Volgamore will check in for the Beavers. With 3:46 to go here in the opening quarter, a rough start for Scott City, down 15-45 turnovers here. Basketball brought to you here tonight by Lone Tree Farms and Livestock, McCarty Family Farms, Metzger Appraisals, Metzger Family Farms, Midwest Mixer, Miller Veterinary Clinic, Norder Supply, New Life Market, Plain Jan's, Plain H Insurance, Pokey Feeders, Precision Ag and Seed, Our Brothers Auto Body Mechanic, Richards Financial Services, Road and Bean Green Agency, Scott City Ice Center, Scott City Pharmacy, Giftologists, and Scott Community Foundation. Well, Beavers have just been shorthanded a lot the last couple weeks, and different lineup tonight for them. With 3:46 to go in the first quarter, it's 15-4 your score for Lakin. They have hit 4 of their first 7 shots from the floor, make that 5 of the first 8. They're 1 or 2 of 4 at the line. Scott City's 0 for 2 from the floor. 4 of 4 at the line. Here's a nice defensive play by Trango in the steal. He'll take it all the way. He gets a strip going up and out of bounds. But that was a good steal and a good aggressive move by Trango. And Scott City just needs to continue to try to attack it at Lake and take it to him. Still Beaver ball with 3:26 to go in the opening period. Trango in to run for backing his way, and he'll put it up and he'll score it. He has all 6 of Scott City's points, 15-6. With 3:20 to go first quarter, and that's Scott City's first field goal of the night on 3 tries. 3:12 to work first quarter, backing his way in. Here's Gonzalez over Knoll. Too strong on the rebound to Jackson Rumford. He has his second board, and not been a lot of rebounds either side here, although Lakin with a couple here in this first quarter, they've out-rebounded Scott City 3-1. 2:55 to work first quarter. Here's right side, Volgamore pump fakes. Now up top to Avery Knoll. Head fake, he'll lob it into Rumford. Catches it, goes up, and can't get the nice roll. And the rebound goes to Ritsema for Lakin. 2:44 to go, and Lakin down the floor a little high for flying Gonzalez, and turnover number 4. 2:42 to go first quarter. 15-6 Lakin lead, Scott City ball. Lakin jumped out red hot here and Now Rumford with it, trying to clear everybody out here. He's guarded by Ritsema in the backcourt. Rumford had taken the front with 2.5 to go first period. And almost stolen away, and it is. And a turnover. Lead pass down the floor. Here's MJ Gonzalez driving in on Noel Hangs, flips it up. Can't get it to go. Rebound, fought for underneath, and that's going to be last touch by Lakin on the baseline, and it belonged to Scott City. Scott City with 6 turnovers here in this first quarter, and Lakin will bring in a new 5. That'll be Adrian Gomez-Escobar, Tyler Holloway, Ross Ryder in for the first time, a 6'1 junior. Also in is Noah Garcia, a 6-foot junior, and Oldham also in there for Lakin. 2:15 to work first quarter. It's 15-6 for Lakin. Scott City with the ball. Beavers just 1 of 3 from the field, but 4 of 4 from the line in this first quarter. All 6 points belong to Rumford. Bailey now to Jackson Rumford. Holds it with 2 minutes to go first period. Now right corner to Brooks Bailey. He'll try a 3. He'll be too strong on it. The backside board, Avery Knoll. Nice flip to Alex Tarango, who scores it. Tarango's first basket, and it's now 15-8. 4 in a row for the Beavers with 1:50 to go first quarter. The much needed basket. Oh, that's a travel. And that'll be turnover number 5 on Lakin. Sage Steckline back in for Scott City, and will replace Brooks Bailey. With 1:48 here in the opening quarter, Scott City down by 7 here. Scored the last 4 points of the ball game. It's 15-8. They get it into Alex Tarango. Tarango will race it across in front of Oldham now. Slow it down. Now up top with it. Rumford and Tarango have been the top 2 scorers for the Beavers in 3 of the last 4 ball games. Camden Volgamore uses up his dribble, needs help, finds, through the hands of Rumford, who mishandles it and picks it back up. And now he gets it stripped again. That time Oldham steals it, but he was on the baseline, and I guess he did not touch it in the whistle, and they're going to call Steckline for an undercut. Scott City needs to take better care of the basketball. They need to be stronger with the basketball against an aggressive defensive team like Lakin. That's Steckline's first, and already 4 fouls on Scott City. Lakin had been called for 3 fouls early on, and Scott City's last 4 fouls of the game have been called on Scott City. And Lakin almost throws this away off the inbounds. Is with it in the backcourt is Gomez-Escobar. He'll get around Alex Tarango with 1:18 to go first quarter. Left wing to Noah Garcia up top. Working around to Ryder. Now underneath for Oldham. He'll lose it. He'll save him to play, but up top to Gomez-Escobar. Now to Tyler Holloway. Gets it stripped and stolen away. That's turnover number 6 on Lakin. Scott City, though, has forced Lakin into 6 turnovers, but have not been able to take advantage of many of those errors. Final minute of this first quarter, and that'll be a reach and foul on Garcia's first and team foul number 4. 58.5 first quarter seconds remain. Lakin has got scoreless over 3 minutes. Scott City has scored 4 points in a row, looking to add to their 4 run and get back into this game, but they're going to throw it away off the inbounds, and then a foul on Tarango. That's his first, and that'll send Lakin to line off the 8th Scott City turnover. Ross Ryder to the line to shoot 2, where he's just 0 of 2 at the line this year. The Beavers struggling taking possession or valuable possession of the ball in this first quarter. 57 seconds to go, 15-8. Lakin at the line for the 3rd time in this quarter. That was team foul number 5 on Scott City, and the first for Ryder is too strong. Brooks Bailey in to replace Alex Tarango. 57 first quarter seconds remain. Second free throw is crawling off, and Sage Steckline with the board as first of the night for the Beavers. So Lakin misses a couple, though, but Scott City needs to take advantage of every opportunity here to get back into this game. They're down by 7, 45 seconds to go first quarter at 15-8. Brooks Bailey drives in left side, now up top to Camden Volgamore. Puts on the floor once, and now goes to Steckline, right side to Jackson Rumford. He has 6 of Scott City's 8. Here's Volgamore right corner. Up top now to Rumford, working around to Knoll. 30 seconds to work first period. Volgamore wanted to take the 3, but he'll drive in. Jumps up. Nice, strong move, and he'll lay it up and score it. That was a good move for Volgamore as he has his first basket, 15-10 with 20 seconds to go first quarter. That'll get his confidence up on the offensive end, and he took it strong to the rack, and Scott City on a 6-0 run over the last 3 minutes. 10 seconds to go first quarter. Right side over to Tyler Holloway, guarded by Steckline out high. Loses the dribble. Oh, he got away with the carry, and ball poked away, but picked up by Lakin with 1 second. And a steal, and that's the end of your first quarter. Scott City fought hard, and 6-0 run. They pulled it within 5 at the end, won at 15-10. Back in a minute for the second. This is Beaver basketball. Back in a minute for the second. This is Beaver basketball.
They said this place was too isolated to call home. They said it was too remote to build a community. And then one day, a farmer strung a copper wire from one fence post to another and changed everything. We didn't build the communities of Southwest Kansas. No, we just brought them together.
Provider.
Scott City was 3 of 7 from the floor in the first quarter. That was somewhat of the good news. The bad news, they had 8 turnovers, but the good news is they're on a 6-0 run, and Lakin has not scored in the last 4 minutes of the first quarter after they led 15-4. It's 15-10 with the Beavers to take the basketball to begin the second quarter. Inbound up top to Brooks Bailey. He'll drive the left sideline into the front court. Stops, needs help finding somebody. And he'll get it to Cutting Volgamore, right side to Rumford. Guarded by Oldham, looking to back his way in. Bounce pass, here's Brooks Bailey. Back into Rumford. Looking for a cutter. He'll just turn around and put it up and score it. It's 15-12, 7:39 to go first half. The Beavers on an 8-0 run, and Rumford has 8 points, and here's a 3 for Patterson, and the rebound, and that's going to be a push on Volgamore for this first, and the team's first of the second quarter. So Patterson with a little heat check. He had 3 threes and 9. That's first miss from the floor. So Scott City has fought from an 11-point deficit down to 3 here with 7:32 to go first half. Lakin inbound underneath their own basket. 15-12 your score. And ball deflected Rumford out of bounds. It'll still stay Beaver basketball, or Bronc basketball, I beg your pardon. And inbound up top. Lakin was just 2 of 6 from the line in that first quarter. They hit 3 threes, all by Patterson. Tringo with a steal off a deflection. Here comes Tringo taking the other way. His finger up, no, but Brooks Bailey, the trailer with a fall, and it's a 1-point game. 15-14 with 7:14 to go first half as Lakin turns the ball over for the 8th time in the half, and Scott City back to within 1 on a 10-0 run. Little life for the light blue shirted Beavers with 7:02 to go. We got a holding foul away from the ball, and that's going to be foul number 2 on Sage Steckline, fighting with Ritsema for position underneath. So now Vance and Steckline each with 2 fouls. Here with 7:01 to go first half. That's the second foul in Lakin in the quarter. Lakin yet to foul. Now Oldham will try a 3. He'll be too strong, and the rebound to Avery Knoll. Scott City on a 10-0 run with a chance to take their first lead of the night. Here's Knoll to race it across. He'll take it all the way. He'll lay it up. Oh, they're going to call a charge and a flop. Knoll was out of control, I guess, a little bit, but got to love the aggressiveness, but already 3 team fouls. And Scott City unable to get over the hump, but they're back here within 1. They'll lob it into reception position on Steckline, goes up, and they're going to call a pushing foul, and that'll be on Steckline, his 3rd. As Ritsema will head the line to shoot 2 free throws. And Steckline will have to exit with 3 fouls in a shorthanded Beaver team with 6:43 to go first half. So Scott City's already committed 4 fouls here in the first minute 17 of the second quarter. Interestingly enough, Lakin yet to commit a foul. Ritsema misses the free throw. And now Coy Vance checks in for Steckline, who will probably sit the final 6:43 of the half on the bench with 3 fouls. Ritsema looking for his first points of the night, and he gets it right there. He's just 39% the line. That'll break a 10-0 Scott City run. 16-14 Lakin, their first points in over 5 minutes. 6:40 to go first half. The Beavers with the ball in the backcourt here with it is racing across. It'll be Brooks Bailey. Flip it right corner to Vance. Up top, Knoll. Here's a 3 for the lead. No, rebound to Lakin, corner to Escabel. Knoll had a good look out high. and then it's stolen away. Noel has to be careful, and it gets poked away from behind there, but that's still going to be turnover number 9 on Lakin. And in will be Volgamore with 6:19 to go first half. He'll replace Noel. Noel trying to kind of get back into game shape as well. He missed the last 3 games due to an ankle injury he suffered in practice nearly 2 weeks ago. Inbound into Brooks Bailey. Beavers down 2 with the ball, 6:18 to go first half. Had a couple chances to take their first lead, but missed on a couple of times. But they can tie it up for the first time as well. Coy Vance out high, tight defense. Now Brooks Bailey with it. Ball fake, crossover dribble. He'll take a strong pump fake. Now finds Rumford in the paint. His turn hook shot is good. And we're tied for the first time. It's a 12-1 Beaver run. 16-all. We're at the 5:57 mark of the first half. So Scott City has worked their way back into a tie, and Ritsema will lose the ball out of bounds, and that'll be turnover number 10 on the Bronx. In for Lake, it'll be MJ Gonzalez, Tyler Holloway, as well as Noah Garcia. They'll go to a 9 to 10 player rotation, maybe 11, depending on how Nate Schmidt feels things are going. Inbound in to Brooks Bailey, looking for the first lead tonight of the Beavers here with 5:45 to go. Bounce pass in the front court to Rumford, now to Tarango. He'll drive in, flip it to Volgamore. Oh, it's behind him, but he picks it back up. Up top to Rumford. Turns down the 3. Back to Volgamore left wing with 5:38 to go first half. We're all squared up at 16. Right side, now entry feed into Rumford. Catches it, holds it, finds the cutter. Volgamore lays it up. Oh, he left it short at the rim on the finger roll layup, and Lakin back the other way. But a good idea that time, just left it a little short. Tied at 16, 5:20 to go first half. Left side up top to Escabel. Entry feed into Oldham, guarded by Vance, who has 2 fouls. Pump fake, he'll go up. Blocked that time, tipped around and in the hands of Tarango for the board. A lot of contact to let it play through. 5:08 to go first half. Scott City tied at 16 here with Lakin. And almost poked away, and they get a reach-in foul on MJ Gonzalez. And they finally get a foul on Lakin this quarter with 5 minutes to go. Gonzalez's foul is first. Just their 5th foul of the night. Scott City's been whistled for 8 fouls this half. Actually, make it 9 fouls. 5:03 to go first half. We've had 5 fouls in the first 3 minutes of this second quarter combined. Beavers trying to get it across. They get it to Jackson Rumford, dribbles behind the back, and then flips it to Alex Tarango, tied at 16. Camden Volgamore looking to drive in. Up top with it now to Jackson Rumford here with 4:45 to work. Rumford will go to the right with Brooks Bailey of the pass. Gets a screen to Bailey. Now trying to lob it in a turnover. Scott City's 10th turnover of the night. You cannot lob it over the length of Lakin, and they'll run the layup. No, but rebound the follow. No for Ritsema. Gets his own rebound somehow. He can't get that shot to go. Tipped around, and that's going to be a whistle and a holding foul on Lakin. With 4.5 to go first half. So Scott City dodges a bullet there. They're going to get that on Adric Gomez Escabel, his second. Team foul number 2 in the quarter. Scott City now with another chance for the 3rd time here to take the lead. With 4:30 to go first half. Lakin has not had a field goal in over 7 minutes. Scott City on a 12-1 run to tie it up at 16. Tarango to inbound it in, finds Camden Volgamore. Oh, bring it across here. Volgamore with 4:25 to go. Scott City needs to push it a little bit to avoid the 10 count, and they get a reach-in foul. That's on that last foul was on Noah Garcia. That was his second. That one is on Escabel. Now that's his second. Team's 3rd of the quarter. And in will be Eric Munson for Lakin to replace Adric Gomez Escabel. So Scott City has now got Adric Gomez Escabel and Noah Garcia each with 2 fouls. 4:22 to go first half. All of a sudden the fouls are almost even. Scott City needs to continue to attack here. Rumford on the bench for the time being as Noel was back in there. 16-16 near the midway point of this second quarter. With it is Noel up top looking to drive in. Hangs, tough shot, got it partially blocked, and the rebound goes to Lakin. And weaving his way through here is Gonzalez, kind of out of control. Now Holloway up top with it, and that's going to be a Munson travel. That'll be the 11th Lakin Bronx turnover. Rumford in, and he'll replace Noel with 4 minutes to go first half. So Scott City with another opportunity here to take the lead back. Or take the lead, I should say. They have not led here. Maddox Beltran in to replace Tyler Holloway. 16-all. We've been stuck there for 2 minutes here. Lakin has not had a field goal in 8 minutes. They went up 15-4 at the 4:01 mark of the first quarter. They've only had 1 point in the last 8 minutes. Tarango to Brooks Bailey. Entry feed into Rumford. Has good position. Goes up, and he powers his way to give Scott City the lead. He has a dozen of 18 for Scott City. 18-16, 3:45 to go. That's our first lead change of the night. And now stolen away by Noel up top. And then he gets pushed by MJ Gonzalez, and that's his second. And that's the final foul to give for the Lakin Bronx with 3:36 to go. And we're going to get a timeout for Lakin. Full timeout here with 3:36 to go, second quarter. Scott City on a 14-1 run, leads at 18-16. Back in a minute, this is Beaver basketball. 16 back in a minute, this is Beaver basketball.
You know how they say the most important thing?
Investing in our community is how we make a lasting impact. It's about more than just providing wireless services. We believe in rolling up our sleeves and working side by side with local organizations. Whether you're sharing cherished moments, staying updated on trends, or exploring your surroundings, we're there to keep you connected. Next Tech Wireless. We are Kansas.
Scott City Eye Center has been a leading provider of optometry services and vision care products in the Scott City community since 1999. Our experienced eye doctors offer comprehensive vision examinations that our Scott City Optometry Office specializes in the diagnosis and treatment of a wide array of eye diseases, conditions, and problems. We use advanced diagnostic technology, and we are committed to improving the quality of life. Give yourself the gift of clear vision by scheduling an appointment with Dr. Joshua Gooden, OD, today.
Scott City, powered by Wheatland Electric, committed to improving the lives of their members and the community they serve. Wheatland Electric, delivering energy for life, a Touchstone Energy cooperative.
Scott City leads it by 2 with the ball. 3:35 to go first half. They'll high-low it into Rumford. He'll catch it. He'll go up, and he will score it again. He has 14 of Scott City's 20 points. They're on a 16-1 run in Lakin with 3:20 to go first half at 20-16. Scott City up by 4. They were down 11 at 15-4 halfway through the first quarter. Up top right now goes over to Eric Munson. Munson will run the point. Lakin in some foul trouble as well. Noah Garcia, MJ Gonzalez, Adrian Gomez-Escobar each with 2 fouls. Up top to Gonzalez with 3 minutes to go first half. It's been a 9-minute field goal drought for the Bronx. Up top with it is Maddox Beltran, guarded by Vogelmore. They'll get it in the block. Here's Gonzalez backing his way on Noah. Spins, shot up, and no. And the rebound to Jackson Rumford. Beavers have played some great defense here in this first half. Rumford will have to, or he will hand it off. Here is Alex Tarango to bring it across left to right with 2:44 to go first half. Bounce pass to Vogelmore. His shot, no. Rebound, Avery Knoll. Pump fakes, goes up, too strong. Got his own rebound. Third time, no. And the rebound tipped out by Vogelmore. Oh, that's knocked off of Tarango. Oh, no, I'm going to say Tarango was out of bounds. It'll belong to Lakin. That's probably the right call there, as Lakin will bring in 4 players in. Gomez-Escobar, Ryder, also Oldham, and Holloway. Couple missed opportunities there for the Beavers. And now left corner, Holloway wide open for 3. Rims off, and the rebound, Alex Tarango rips it away from his teammate. And Tarango gets it stolen away from behind. That'll be turnover number 11 for Scott City. Lakin with the ball down 4 and a whistle, almost a whistle, I should say. Half court, there's a scrum, and now driving in, here's Escobar. This is it right side to Oldham. Here's a right side 3. Too strong. Rebound, Ryder back to Holloway, and Bronx will reset. And then it's stolen away, and a turnover by Lakin with 2 minutes to go first half. Scott City has weathered the storm, and they have a 20-16 lead with the ball. Tarango with it up top. Now goes to Camden Vogelmore. Goes right side. Brooks Bailey will launch a deep 3. Can it get in there? No, it's a little short to right. Rebound, Rumford hustles for the rebound, and now finds a cutting Brooks Bailey. Underneath left corner, Vogelmore, can he get the 3? No. Rebound, the shooting woes continue for both sides as that goes into the hands of Noah Garcia. And now Lakin is going to throw it away back the other way. With 1:32 to go first half. Avery Radke in. He'll replace Camden Vogelmore. And some great minutes for Vogelmore in this first half for the shorthanded Beaver squad, up 4. Inbound into to Brooks Bailey from Avery Radke. Oh, he's going to be called for a double dribble, and that'll be turnover number 12. Right in front of the official. Lakin will have it in their front of the court. It's been a 10-1 run in the second quarter for Scott City, and a 16-1 run in the last 10 minutes. 20-16 Beavers lead, minute 20 to go first half. Up top with it is Oldham. They weave it around to Escobar. He'll drive right lane. Now right side, here's a 3 launched. Too strong. And the rebound, corner to Tyler Holloway. Lakin hustling to the rebound, then they throw it away. That is the 14th Lakin turnover of the half. Scott City with the ball up 4 with minute 5 to go before intermission. Up top now, here's Rumford. Holds it left side, Avery Knoll. Minute to go first half. Rumford with 14 of Scott City's 20 points with the dribble. Spin move. Lays it up, and that one crawls out. And the rebound goes to Holloway of Lakin. That looked good, but the finish. That time, Ryder turned down an open shot underneath. 40 seconds to work, second quarter. Beavers up by 4. Lakin with the ball at 20-16. And now Scott City is on a 3-minute drought. Here's Oldham. He trips. And now here's a deep three launched, and that is no good. And out of bounds that belonged to Scott City. Lakin has not hit a field goal in the second quarter with 28 seconds to go. They have not hit a field goal in almost 11 minutes. Back in the Lakin lineup is Eric Munson, as he will replace Edric Gomez-Escobar. They'll apply their full court pressure in the backcourt. Well, the Lakin Bronx inbound into Avery Radke with 25 seconds to work. Finds Jackson Rumford, but Scott City needs to clear out, allow Rumford to get it across. He's guarded by Oldham. 20 seconds to go first half. Rumford with it, drives right baseline. It was 16. He's helped. He threw it away, trying to find a cutter. Scott City's 13th turnover. Here comes Lakin with the ball with 10 seconds to go first half. Oldham to bring it across with 8, with 7, with 6. And he drives in, and the whistle, up top, Oldham for 3. And he misses it, and the rebound knocked out of bounds, and that's the end of your first half. Lakin goes 12 minutes and 1 second without a field goal in the second quarter. Scott City with a 16-1 run in the first half to go up 20-16 at the break over the Lakin Bronx. We'll come back in 3 minutes for your halftime show. This is Scott City basketball.
Heating and Cooling of Scott City is a proud sponsor of Beaver activities. Brent and Angie take pride in helping our activities and support our students 100%. They can also help you with any heating and cooling needs that you have. Give Faroe Heating and Cooling a call at 620-872-3508 and see if they can help you with your needs today.
BBN is brought to you by American Implement, All-in-One Wash, B&H Paving, Fairley Company, Faroe Heating and Cooling, First National Bank, Great Western Tire, Harris Chiropractic, BBN is supported by Norder Supply, Lone Tree Farms, Pioneer Communications, Beaver Booster Club, White's Food Liner, Scott City Eye Center, Shells, Flowers, and more, Scott City Pharmacy, Giftologists,
Guns a-blazing in the first half of that fourth quarter. Lakin did not hit a field goal, for the final 12 minutes and 1 second of the first half. Scott City fought their way to within 5 at the end of one at 15-10, and then they tied it up 2 minutes into the second quarter as they scored the last 4 after that. After tied up at 16, they went on that 10-1 run in the second quarter and lead it here at the break, 20-16. Jackson Rumford leading the Beavers in that first half. He was dominant, 14 points, and he had one kind of rim in and out as well. And then you have 3 players at 2 points. Camden Volgamore with 2. He almost had another basket. Also 2 for Alex Tarango. He had Scott City's first field goal of the night. And then also 2 for Brooks Bailey. So Scott City did a much better job in that second quarter, attacking, going downhill on Lakin and drawing them into some fouls as well, but also forcing some turnovers as well. Lakin had 14 first-half turnovers unofficially. For the Bronx in that first half, they had 9 from Drew Patterson. He hit 3 threes, pretty much bang, bang, bang to start off the ball game. And also, you had 2 for Adri Gomez Escobar, 3 for MJ Gonzalez and Austin Ritsema, and also Colder Oldham, each with 1 first-half point for Lakin. That was your first-half scoring here. We'll come back with some more first-half stats and get you set up for the second half after a 3-minute break. Scott City leading Lakin here on the road at the break, 20-16. Let's get a 3-minute break. This is Scott City Beaver basketball. Break.
The world needs more farmers, people who know the land, people who support rural communities, people who are as diverse as each acre they care for. But unless you've been born and raised on a family farm, it's nearly impossible to become a farmer. That's why we are building a team of people from our hometown and across the world to do what they love. We are not just a family farm. We are a multi-family farm. We are Volgamore Family Farms.
BBN is brought to you by HRC Feed Yards, J&R, Next Tech Wireless, Red Barn Enterprises, S&T Communications, Scott County Hospital, Scott Co-op, Security State Bank, Turner Sheet Metal.
As your local community foundation, we are dedicated to preserving local wealth so the communities in and around Scott County will forever remain an attractive place to live, work, and raise a family. We respond to the needs of our community through grant making, scholarships, and other special projects. To learn more, visit us online at scottcf.org.
For exceptional service in real estate, put Stephanie Shapland at Shapland Real Estate to work for you. Property homework is what we do best at Shapland Real Estate. We put forth every effort to get results that move you. Our expertise in buying and selling residential, commercial, and agriculture property is built on the tradition of trust and thoroughness that you deserve. Shapland Real Estate takes pride in our community and in cheering on our students in all that they do. Give Shapland Real Estate a call or visit our website today.
The dedicated team at Norder Supply is passionate about assisting our customers in achieving maximum net return per acre. That is how we define our success. Through unparalleled agronomic advice and best-in-class customer service, you can depend on us to do what is best for your operation. Ask them today about their spot-on service and how it can fill your needs. Norder Supply. Plain talk, exceptional results.
It here in Lakin at the break. As we take a look at some of the other first half stats, Scott City 8 of 20 and officially from the floor. Lakin 5 of 17 out of all that. A lot of turnovers for both sides, well into the 20s. Hasn't been the prettiest of basketball at times, but it's worked in Scott City's favor here. Their defense has really been pretty salty in that first half after they gave up 15 points in the first 4 minutes. You're thinking, oh boy, here we go. This is going to be a runaway for Lakin. And all of a sudden the Beavers just kind of tightened up the old shoestrings and got their lunch pail and their hard hat and went to work. Started on the defense. It'll be a Lakin ball to begin the third quarter with Drew Patterson, Adrian Gomez-Escabel, Coulter Oldham. Also out there, Austin Ritsema and Maddox Beltran. Scott City with Brooks Bailey, Alex Tarango, Jackson Rumford, Avery Knoll, and Coy Vance. Underway here in this third quarter. Beavers up by 4. Oldham over right side to Gomez-Escabel up top. Patterson will try a straightaway triple. He will miss it, and their shooting woes continue. And the rebound to Coy Vance. He gets the start in the second half, and then he loses steal and a turnover shot. No, and that's out of bounds. Scott City turns the ball over for the 14th time here tonight. But the Beavers will get it again here to begin this third quarter with 7:37 to go. Lakin going to apply full court pressure. 20-16 Beaver lead. Bailey will inbound it in and be knocked away. 1 second ticks off the clock. And it moves it a little further up the court. It's not a whole lot, but you get the idea. Steckline on the bench right now with 3 fouls. And inbound into Avery Knoll. He'll drive in. It's poked away from behind and a turnover. Scott City has to feel that pressure from behind. And now here's Lakin with the ball back. First 30 seconds of the second half. With it is Drew Patterson up top to Oldham, goes right side to Escabel. At the block to Ritsema, goes up, gets it stripped, and it's stolen away in a turnover. Lakin's 15th of the night. Good defense by Scott City. Now Brooks Bailey pushes it across. Left baseline to Coy Vance, almost walked with it. Now it needs help as he uses up his dribble, finds Alex Tarango. And then work it up top to Bailey. Right side to Jackson Rumford. First minute of this half. Scott City. Now with it is Vance. Almost reaching. Flips it back to Rumford. He'll drive the basket. Nice wrap around. Here's Avery Knoll with a finger roll up. He's on the board. It's 22-16 Beavers with 6:52 to go third quarter. And boy, that might have been their best offensive set of the night. 6:44 to go third quarter. They passed it. Got a good look on the penetration on the backside there. Scott City now extends their run to 18-1. Ball deflected, almost stolen away, and it is by Knoll. He read that perfectly. Here's Rumford with it with 6.5 to go third period. Scott City with a 6-point lead in the ball. Rumford will hand it off to Avery Knoll, high guarded by Oldham. Trying to get a screen now, give and go. Here's Rumford driving in. His reverse layup is perfect, and it's now a 20-1 run as Lakin and a timeout on the floor with 6:17 to go third quarter. 24-16 Beavers lead it. We'll take this timeout. This is Scott City Beaver basketball. Scott City Beaver.
At American Implement, we know that our farmers and ranchers are getting up and going to work every morning to provide food, fuel, and fiber for the world. And even though time and technology keeps us constantly changing, one thing will always remain the same. We promise that we'll continue working right beside you. We appreciate all that you do for our country and our communities. From all of us at American Implement, thank you, and may God bless the American farmer and rancher.
Scott City is on a 20-1 run since the middle part of the first quarter. Lakin burns a timeout. It's 24-16 Scott City with 6:17 to go third quarter. And Lakin has had droughts of scoring of nearly 6 minutes, and now they're on an 8-minute drought. They've only had one field goal in the last 14 minutes of game time. Or they have no field goals in the last 14 minutes, excuse me. They'll lob it to Oldham, out high right wing, guarded by Rumford. Spin move by Oldham, loses it going up, and it's stolen away in a turnover. as Vance hit the deck and then gets helped up by Oldham. 6 minutes to go, third quarter. Beavers up by 8 with the ball. 24-16 Rumford. Now right side to Brooks Bailey. Bailey with it. He'll drive in as penetrate. Now tried to dish a tough one for Rumford. He immediately triple team. Goes up through contact and gets it to go. Oh my, his 18th point. It's 26-16 with 5:43 to go in this third period. As he willed that one for his 4th point in a row. He has 18 tonight to lead Scott City, and 18 of their 26 points. Up top with it is Drew Patterson. Backing his way is Oldham on Rumford. Flips it up. Shot blocked. Oh, wow. That one is a game narrower foul call on Jackson Rumford. He had great position on Oldham. That's his first foul of the quarter with 5:25 to go as they were battling there. And there was less contact when Oldham went up than when Oldham was backing his way in, and they called the foul on Rumford. Oldham just 1 point and now 2. And he hits the free throw. 26-17, first points for Lakin in over 9 minutes. Holloway and Munson check in for Lakin with 5:25 to go here in the third. Sage Steckline back in for the Beavers. He replaces Coy Vance. 26-17. Second free throw is good. And the last 3 points for Lakin that belong at the foul line. 26-18. That'll break a 12-0 Scott City run as well. 26-18. As back in is Gonzalez for Lakin. Steckline to lob it into Brooks Bailey. He'll drive left sideline. He'll lose it, but picks it back up to Steckline. Nate Schmidt wanted something, but officials ignore him. And now with it is 5:16 left side. Brooks Bailey. Oh, he turns down the open three to Rumford. Back to Bailey up top. Quickly guarded by Escabel. Now they skip it over right side to Tarango. Oh, pass is knocked away and turnover. You cannot lob it high on Lakin. They are aggressive enough. And driving in and a whistle, that'll be a foul on the floor. That'll be on Sage Steckline. Avery Knoll is first. Scott City's second foul of the quarter with exactly 5 minutes to go in the third period. I mentioned, correction, that's Knoll's second. Oldham to inbound it in. Lakin with the ball. Down 8. 4:58 to go third quarter. Scott City's led this one by 10. Lakin has led by as many as 11. Holloway with it. He'll look to drive in. Tarango forces almost a turnover. Oh, that could have been a walk. And then good defense by Brooks Bailey, knocking it out of the hands of Eric Munson. With 4:48 to go third quarter. 26-18, Scott City with the lead. Lakin with the ball. Lakin led 16-5 midway through the first quarter. Then Scott City went on a 22-1 run for the last points for Oldham. Oh, he walked with it, did. Gonzalez backing his way in, and that'll be another turnover. That's the 18th of the night on Lakin. 4:39 here in the third quarter. 26-18, Scott City lead. Scott City with the ball. Tarango holds it. Now he's going to try to put it on the floor. Bounce pass to Brooks Bailey. He'll take it in the front court. Oh, he got it knocked out of bounds as Adri Gomez-Escobar had his hand in the passing lane. With 4:31 to go third period. Bailey to inbound it. We'll find Alex Strang in the front court, and then he gets... Oh, my goodness. Holloway bumped Tarango, and then Tarango hit the deck and a turnover. You got to call a foul on that. That was pushing foul. If it's a foul in the first quarter on him, it's a foul in the third quarter. Turnover back to Lakin here with 4:29 to go third quarter. And then a little shove off the inbounds. Gonzalez with it. Oh, now they call a moving screen, and there's a foul on Lakin. A little Bronx cheer from the Scott City crowd. We'll get that on Eric Munson as first. Team's first to the third quarter. Here with 4:21 to go third quarter. Scott City up by 8 with the ball, 26-18. Brooks Bailey trying to inbound it in. We'll find it to Avery Knoll. Knoll will get it to Alex Tarango. He'll take it in the front court right. So near the midway part, now he's trapped in a timeout for Coach Brian Gentry. It's just a 30. We'll keep it right here with 4:14 to go third quarter. Basketball tonight brought to you by Scott County Abstract and Title Company, Scott Cooperative Association, Scott County Hospital, Scott County Record, Scott Pro Security State Bank, Sharp Shooting Supply, Specialty Risk Insurance Agency, Spencer Pest Control, Stevens Veterinary Services, State Farm Insurance, Original Grande Trophy Wine and Spirits. Beavers will be back home on Friday in the winter homecoming against the Holcomb Longhorns. as the Beavers with an 8-point lead with the ball. 4:14 to go here in this third stanza. Scott City has not won in this building. You have to go back to 2017 when they won in this building. They won at 34-33. Hit a free throw late in that ball game, if my memory serves me right, or hit a couple. Jackson Rumford with it. They played in 2019 over in the high school, part of their throwback night. Rumford with it out high. 4:05 to go, looking to drive up top to Sage Steckline, holds it. Now gets it right side to Brooks Bailey. Bailey will drive to his left. Cut off by Oldham up top now to Alex Trango. He'll penetrate. Jump stop. Gets ripped and is out of his hands at a turnover. Had the right idea, but good defense by Lakin. Oldham trying to drive in on Bailey and now needs help. Flips it right corner to Gonzalez with 3:44 to go third quarter. Now driving in spin move. Pivot right side. Oldham turns down the three. Now he'll fire the three, and he will miss it. The rebound ricochets off the rim and in the hands of Steckline, and now it's Scott City with 3-on-2 numbers. Here's Jackson Rumford. Pulls up. Now he'll drive in. Pivots. Goes to his left and kisses it off the glass for his 20th point. 28-18 with 3:24 to go third quarter. That's what you can do on Lakin is run out, and they did that there. Here's a flat-footed three, and it's good for Gonzalez. That's the first field goal for Lakin in forever. 28-21 with 3:05 to go first quarter. Bailey, all the passes deflected. Bailey saves it to Jackson Rumford and now finds Alex Trango and throws it away. Late pass down the floor and tipped and deflected. Here's a layup on the other block, but a foul. Scott City needs to value these possessions with the final 10:54 this one. And Lakin back to the line. That foul will be on Knoll, his third. So Knoll now with 3 fouls. Steckline with 3 with 2:54 to go third quarter. This game's far from over. 28-21 your score. It's a line for the first time as Esquivel, where he's 62% on the year. Lakin tonight is 5 of 10 and now 6 of 11. 28-22, and now they've scored 6 of the last 8 points of this game. 2:54 to go. Out is Munson for Lakin, and back in is Drew Patterson. Back in for Scott City's Camden Vogelmore for Avery Knoll. So Knoll and Steckline each for 3 fouls. 3 fouls on Scott City this half, just 1 on Lakin. The free throw is good, and it's now 28-23, a 5-0 run for Lakin. With 2:53, all of a sudden they've turned it up a little bit on the defensive side. Trango to the front court, stops, hands it out, or passes it right to Rumford, and now up top to Brooks Bailey, and that's a foul up top on Gonzalez. That's his third, with 2:44 in the third, and that's team foul number 2 of the quarter on Lakin. Boy, if Scott City could get a win here, that would be monstrous for their confidence. Back in will be Noah Garcia for MJ Gonzalez. But Lakin on a 9-2 run here over the last 3 minutes. Brooks Bailey gets it in here to Alex Trango. 2:40 to go third period. 28-23, Scott City lead in the ball. They've led by as many as 10 here in this second half. With it is Sage Steckline. Now he throws it away late on the pass, and Scott City with their 15th turnover. And now almost stolen away. Rumford trying to dive for the ball. He can't get to it, and then picked up by Lakin in the backcourt. With 2:25 here in the third. Here's a right wing, wide open three, and it's a short rebound. Steckline has it, flips it out, he reeled it in up top on his shoulder. Beltran missed that three. Rumford from downtown. Oh, yes! He has 23. It's 31-25 with 2:07 to go. That's Scott City's first 3 made of the night. Ritzema with it up top. Goes left. Oh, almost tight. Too tight a defense by Trango. Patterson for an answer back 3, and he misses that wide left. Steckline, he was hooked by Ritzema. The foul will be on Austin Ritzema is first. Team's third of the third quarter. What? Oh, come on! That foul is on Sage Steckline, and that is his 4th. Ritzema hooked Steckline there. You've got to be kidding me. And off the inbounds, the shot is good for Oldham, 31-27 with 1:49 to go. That was a lot of confusion there. And then Bailey gets a poke, but right to Steckline. Come on, seriously. And now Steckline to drive in, and that's going to be a blocking foul. And that saves Steckline from being eliminated from the game. And that's probably a makeup call right there. That's a makeup call right there. The foul will be on Patterson, his second, team's third of the fourth quarter, with 1:38 to go. Steckline exits, and oh my, that was almost foul number 5 on Steckline right there. Brooks Bailey trying to get it in. 31-27 is your score with 1:36 to go third quarter. They still have 25 on the scoreboard, and Rumford will try a 3. No, rebound, Volgamore. He'll pull it back out. Brooks Bailey this time launches a triple. Yes! He has his 5th point. It's 34-27, 1:21 to go third quarter. Well, we believe it's 34-27, but it's actually 34-25. Pass underneath to Oldham. Oh, Rumford sold that on that one on a flop, and Oldham picks up the foul, his second, and the official Vernon Kisner bought the sell. They still have 25 on the board here with 1:13 to go third quarter. Nate Schmidt letting Vernon Kisner know about that one. And neither side's been happy lately with some of the calls. They'll inbound it into Tarango. He lost it, but picks it back up, still with the dribble. Final minute of this third period. Into Coy Vance, gets in the front court, right to Brooks Bailey. Bounce pass. Oh, miss. And that time losing concentration was Volgamore, and it goes out of bounds with 1:03 to go here in the third. So they have 34-25 on the scoreboard, so that is our score. We'll say 34-25 or the 1:03 to go third quarter. But Lakin back with the ball, down 9. Right side up top to Ritsema. Now working around to Beltran. Here's Oldham looking to drive in on Vance, and he gets fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2 free throws. That foul on Coy Vance's third with 51 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Foul trouble starting to creep up on a depleted Scott City team. Steckline on the bench with 4, almost picked up his 5th in this third quarter. They're going to wipe off some perspiration underneath the basket. So Oldham will go to the line for 2. He has just 2 points tonight. Interesting. 51 seconds here in the third. First free throw, no. As Sage Steckline in for Brooks Bailey. Still a 9-point game with 51 seconds here in this third. 34-25, and it's 34-26 as that one sneaks in. Just 3 points for Oldham. 51 seconds to go third quarter. Inbound into Avery Knoll. Finds a cutting Tarango to the front court. 45 seconds. And now to Coy Vance. Vance will hold it. He'll put it on the floor here. 34-26. And now backside here. Tarango puts it up and scores, and he has 4. 36-26 with 35 seconds to go third quarter. Beavers back up by 10, matching their largest lead. Lakin with the ball. 30 seconds to go in the third. Nice dish to a cutting Ritsema for 2. 36-28 with 26 seconds to go third period. And the lead back down to 8 for Scott City. Tarango with it with 20 seconds to go, trying to drive around to Escabel. And now needs help, finds Avery Knoll into the front court here. Knoll flips it right wing to Rumford for a 3. Oh, you betcha! He has 12 in the quarter, 26 for the game, 1 off a career high. 39-28 with 5 seconds to go third quarter. Lakin with it up top with 2 seconds. Pivot in the paint, fade away, in and out for Escobar, and that's your quarter. The Beavers will go up by 11 going into the fourth quarter. Don't go anywhere. 39-28, Scott City back in a minute. This is Beaver basketball. In a minute,
On February 10th, the Beaver Broadcasting Network presents the Scott Community High School Girls Regional Wrestling Tournament. Watch your Scott City Beavers take on the best in the area for a shot of advancing to the state tournament. The broadcast is only available on the Beaver Broadcasting Network YouTube channel. The broadcast BBN is free to watch. Subscribe to be notified when we go live.
Fairleigh Feed Yard is dedicated to investing in our facilities and staff to provide the best experience possible for the cattle feeder and, in the end, the consumers of our product. We are always in the market to purchase corn and other commodities from local producers. Call our office at 620-872-2111 for current pricing. Our dedicated employees and their families are very important to us, and we are proud of their children that are current beavers and individuals that will grow into those roles in the future. Fairleigh Feed Yard is privileged to support Scott City youth and are honored to cheer on the Beavers.
It's Fairleigh Feed Yard of Scott City.
It's Scott City's ball to begin the fourth quarter with a 39-28 lead over the Lakin Bronx here on the road. They led 20-16 at the break. A 19-12 third quarter run, and the Beavers looking to extend their 11-point lead. And now they get it down the court to Avery Knoll, who catches it, flips it to Vogelmore, layup. Oh, he left it short. Rebound into the hands of Drew Patterson. Good effort that time. And Lakin on the other end, Oldham layup with his 5th point, 39-30 with 7:46 to go. And now here's Knoll racing, gets it poked away and a turnover. Esquivel stole it right out of Knoll's hands, flips it behind his back, and now picked up by Patterson. He'll penetrate, pull up at the left lane line, leaves it short. Vogelmore with the board for Scott City. 7:31 to go. Beavers trying to hold on here. They lead by 9. Long ways to go in this one, 39-30. They need to get a little urgency, get it across, and Brian Gentry calls a full timeout with 7:22 to go. We'll take a 1-minute break. Beavers up by 9, early fourth quarter. This is Scott City basketball. Fourth quarter.
Adding value to our community has been our priority since day one. That's why the Scott Co-op is here with 8 elevator locations, 2 service stations, 5 card trolls, bulk fuel and oil delivery, as well as a full-service agronomy department, including agronomy services, seed, chemical, fertilizer, and custom application. Visit us online at scottcoop.com or download our app for more information. Scott Co-op is a proud supporter of our local communities.
Come see us at First National Bank of Scott City, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
And we're back here, 7:21 to go in this one. What a wild one here. 39-30, Scott City up by 9 out of the Beaver timeout. They have 2 timeouts left. Lakin has 3 as Alex Trango races across. He'll lose it momentarily, pick it back up, and now needs double team. Finds Sage Steckline out there with 4 fouls. Jackson Rumford leading the Beavers with 26, and he won't get the passes. It's stolen away by Esquivel. Down the floor and a layup blocked by Bailey on Maddox Beltran, and now Scott City throws it away. Pull up by Patterson Payton. No, got his own rebound. Gets it stripped and a foul. That looked like all ball, but Scott City needs to take care of this basketball. The foul on Tarango is second, and already first foul of the fourth quarter with 6:58 to go in this game, and 2 free throws for Drew Patterson, where he's 67% at the line this year, has 9 points. He hit the first 9 points of the game on 3 threes, and he's short on that one. Lakin has struggled at the line tonight. Even though they're 3 of 4 in that third quarter, they are 6 of now 13 for the ball game. 6:58 to go in this one. 2 Bronx to check in. If Patterson hits this, which he does, he has 10. 39-31. Lakin has scored the first 3 points of this fourth quarter with 6:58 to go. Beavers have led by as many as 11. They led 39-28 going into the fourth quarter. And Steckline inbound it, gets it into Alex Tarango. Put it on the floor as he'll take it across the 10-second line, and now almost walked with it. Jackson Rumford with 26, 1 off a career high. Holt uses up his dribble. Now needs help finding Brooks Bailey and almost gets it stolen away. Bailey will drive left side. He'll take it all the way. Now dish it right side. Knoll from 17. Oh, too strong, but Brooks Bailey's going to get the backside board. Up top to Alex Tarango. With 6.5 to go in this one. Left side, here's Bailey. He'll put it on the floor on Oldham. Cut off. Now that flips it to Sage Steckline. Steckline up top to Jackson Rumford, and Scott City resets. Rumford with it. Goes right to Knoll. He'll give and go to Rumford. Oh, he lost it, and then, that's out of bounds off of Lakin. As that time, Gonzalez stepped out of bounds after he caught the pass off the deflection with 6:13 to go. Lakin's turned it up a little bit here in this fourth quarter on the defensive end. Scott City needs to get a basket kind of to settle the troops down. They'll lob it into Steckline. He'll catch it, and then goes to his right. Gets it backside to Rumford. Has good position. Pump fakes. Goes up. Can't get it to go, but he'll have an opportunity for a career high at the line with 6:07 to go. First foul on Lakin in the fourth quarter, and that'll be charged to Drew Patterson, his third. Rumford with 26 points tonight. 2 free throws coming up for him with 6:07 to go. First to 2, good. He ties a career high, which he set against Sterling a year ago at the Sterling Invitational, 40-31, 6:07 to go. That'll break the little mini 3-0 Lakin run. Rumford, his second charity toss. Good, he has a new career high, 41-31. He is 6 of 6 in the line and has been the only Beaver to shoot free throws all night. 6 minutes to go in this one. Lakin races it. Here's a screen and a 3. It's too strong. Got time for Patterson. The rebound to Sage Steckline for Scott City. Now holds it. Finds Jackson Rumford in the front court here with 5:50 to go in this one. Can the Beavers survive this one and come out of here with a W? Oh, airmail pass out of bounds, and Scott City commits turnover number 19. Had the right idea, but just need to settle it down, says Coach Gentry. You have a 10-point lead, but there's still a long ways to go. Scott City hopefully has weathered the first storm by Lakin. 41-31, 5:38 to go in this one. Right side. Here is Escobar with it into Oldham at the right block. Goes up over Steckline. Can't get it to go. Tipped around. Rumford rips it away for the Beavers. And Steckline with 5:28 to go. He'll get around him, and he'll get pushed in the back. And that's going to be the 4th foul on MJ Gonzalez here with 5:23 to go. So he now has 4 fouls, as in will be Austin Ritsema. Ritsema in there, who's a really good cross-country runner and long-distance runner for the Lakin Bronx. Here's Alex Tarango. He almost got a pickpocket. Takes it across the 10-second line to Brooks Bailey. He'll drive right baseline. Wraparound is kicked. With 5:13 to go to still stay with Scott City. 41-31 Beavers lead. They've led for pretty much this entire second half. They've led by as many as 11. It's at 10 right now. Tarango with it up top. Goes right side over to Brooks Bailey. Bailey now to Jackson Rumford. 5 minutes to go in this one. Oh, stripped out of the hands of Nolan, a turnover, and then almost a steal. Here's Patterson hanging, shooting, and he's fouled. He'll get 2 free throws. That foul will be on Brooks Bailey, and that'll be on his first. Team's second of the fourth quarter. Both teams with 2 fouls in this fourth quarter. The 20th Scott City turnover of the night. Patterson, who hit 1 out of 2 free throws back at the line. He has 10 points. 4:59 to go. Free throw number 1 is perfect. 41-32. So Scott City hit three-pointers in that third quarter after hitting just 1 of 14 against Lakin against Ulysses on the road Friday night. Those are 3 big triples in that third quarter, and that one rims out. Rebound, Sage Steckline. Oh, he lost it out of bounds on a little friendly fire, and Lakin keeps possession of the ball with 4:57 to go. Brian Gentry trying to plot his team on here. Lakin has won 8 in a row. Inbound in. And now up top of it is Oldham. Hands it off. Here's Escobar. Looking drive in. He will lay it up and miss it. Rebound Jackson Rumford for Scott City. And now to Alex Tarango. Here with 4:45 to go. Nice job of slowing it up. And now trying to thread it through, and a timeout for Brian Gentry. He's down to 1. It'll be a full timeout with 4:42 to go. We'll take it as well. Beavers up by 9 here in Lakin. Back in a minute. This is Scott City basketball.
Transform your farm's future with premium hybrids, robust data, and unparalleled expertise from Axis Seed Red Barn. We partner with you to customize a plan featuring industry-leading seed that matches your unique soil and growing conditions, helping you to farm differently and making your operation more profitable. Contact us at www.redbarn.ag to gain access to premium seed proven to outperform. And go Beavers!
If you are
42. Seconds seem like an eternity. We're back to action. After it sounded like the scoreboard buzzed briefly, but they say play on. Up top to Coy Vance. Oh, he threw it away. Oh, Scott City with their unforced turnovers. Oh, leaving that door open for Lakin. 4.5 to go. 4:27 to go. They had the right idea there, but nobody was ready for the pass. Oldham with it up top, and now to Escobar into Ryder, or correction, that's going to be a charge taken by Steckline on Austin Ritsema. That'll be his second in the team's third of the fourth quarter. The 4:17 to go. Here on KSKL Scott City. Third on Lakin in the fourth quarter, 4:17 to go. Lakin still applies that man-to-man full court pressure. They go full 32 minutes with it. Beavers are down to one timeout. Vance with the ball. Now they get it out. Sage Steckline. Got to get it across to avoid the 10 counts. Deflected and it almost picked back up. And now Vance will take it across. Here at the midway point of the fourth quarter. And there's Rumford with it out high. 41-32. Scott City with the lead in the ball. Sage Steckline. He'll drive in. Finds Coy Vance up top to Alex Tarango. Turns down the three. And now pulls up and gets it right side to Vance with 3:45 to go. Beavers up by 9 with the ball. Here's Alex Tarango. Oh, that was a dangerous pass. Now Steckline gets it in a run for great position. Goes up on Holloway. Gets a shot block. Gets his own rebound and falls it as he has a 30-burger. 43-32 with 3.5 to go. Gets the rebound in the process. Scott City matches their largest lead. Oldham with a straightaway triple. No. And the rebound loose. Picked up underneath. Patterson puts it up and good. And Lakin wants time. Patterson with 13. 43-34. 3:19 to go. And we will step aside, I believe, for a full. And it is. They're down to 2 timeouts. Or no, is it a 30? It's just a 30. We'll keep it right here with 3:10 to go. 43-34, Scott City lead at 9. Basketball presented by True North Cafe, Turner Sheet Metal, Vogelmore Family Farms, Western Kansas Insurance Service, Western State Bank, Winder Electric, White's Food Liner, Wilkins Physical Therapy, and Winderland Farms. So 43-34 now your score with 3:10 to go. Can Scott City hang on here? 180 seconds. Up by 9. Lakin with 3 fouls this quarter. Scott City with 2. Possession arrow does favor Lakin. And foul or timeout situation, Lakin has 2. Scott City has just 1, and that is a full timeout. Lakin has just a full and a 30 remaining. So Lakin will pick up Scott City in the full court with 3:19 to go. Baseball pass deflected and a turnover. Oldham will drive in and scored and is fouled. Oh, my. 43-36 with 3:15 to go. Oldham with his second field goal. He has 7. Rumford's foul, his third. With 3:15 to go, and all of a sudden it's a 7-point game. This one is far, far from over. Oldham, free throw. Crawls off, and the rebound to Rumford. Big rebound for Jackson there. 3:12 to go. He has the ball in the backcourt, and 30 points for Scott City, 43-36. Finds a wide open Coy Vance who catches it, falling, but finds Tarango. Just pull it out. He'll drive in. Tarango needs help. Finds a cutting Rumford. He'll hang, shoot, and a shot. No. Got his own rebound and a whistle and a holding foul, or hack on Lakin. That's their 4th with 2:55 to go. The foul will be charged to Eric Munson, his 2nd. Team's 4th with 2:55 to go. Scott City up by 7, 43-36. As close as Lakin has gotten it in this 4th quarter. Coy Vance out. Back in is Avery Knoll. Inbound to Sage Steckline. Up top to Knoll. He gets it stripped out of his hands. And he gets it stripped again. Still loose. Bailey will pick it up here with 2:47 to go. Bailey weaves his way through, loses the dribble, picks it back up. And now almost stripped away. And back up top to Tarango. They saved the possession there with 2:35 to go. Up top now to Avery Knoll to Sage Steckline. Scott City up by 7 with the ball, 43-36. And they'll skip it left side. Sage Steckline holds it. Back up top to Knoll with 2:23 to go. Back to Steckline. Back up top, here's Tarango with it. 43-36 your score. They get it into Rumford, catches it, and now gets stripped and loose. And timeout, Scott City. And Nate Schmidt is furious with that call. He thought that was a tie-up as he is clear out across half court. Tee, he almost got a tee there. Scott City crowd wanted to tee him up. It's the Beavers burned their final timeout with 2:11 to go. Saved the possession up 43-36. He was very lucky he did not get teed up there. Scott City very lucky to keep possession of the basketball. .211 to go, Nate. And now they're going to change this. So Scott City will keep their timeout, and it'll be Lakin's ball on the possession arrow. How can they do that after they... So they called the tie-up and then the timeout. How? My goodness, that's a tough break. So I guess no timeout. 2:08 to go. Lakin's ball down 7. 43-36. They'll get it to Setma, guarded by Steckline. Up top, it'll go now to Eric Munson. Now to Oldham, guarded by Steckline. He has 4 fouls. Here's Oldham driving in, loses the dribble. Now left corner, turning down the 3. Dish underneath, shot blocked by Rumford, and out of bounds. It'll belong to Lakin with 1:50 to go. Oh my. 43-36. Scott City, can they survive these last 110 seconds? Up by 7. They'll lob it up top to Setma. Holds it. Now out high, it goes to Escobar. Scott City has 1 foul to give. 1:40 to go here in this one. Escobar with it up top. Beavers hanging on to a 7-point lead, almost a steal. Here's the lob, and it's going to be thrown away and a turnover with 1:30 to go. Rumford will survey the court. He has it in the backcourt. Finds Alex Tarango. Left side to Sage Sedline. Hold that ball. And now back up top to Rumford with 1:24 to go. Just run some time off. Beavers with a 7-point lead and a foul by Setma will send Avery Knoll to the line here, as that's team foul number 5 on the Bronx. With 1:19 to go. Good offensive set by Scott City, making Lakin foul you. So Knoll, who is just 9-19 on the year, first game back since Hugoton 14 days ago. 2 points for him tonight, coming in the third quarter. He's got 2 chances. That one's short. It's okay. 1:19 to go. Still a 3-possession game, whether he would have hit both at one or misses the second one. 1:19 to go, 43-36, 44-36, he hits the second. 79 seconds here in this one. Can Scott City pull off the big win on the road? Right side with it is Drew Patterson. Up top it'll go. Here's Oldham with 1:10 to go. Up top is Escobar. He got away with the carry. He'll hang, shoot, and miss it. And the rebound to Rumford. Hands it off to Tarango with 1:04 to go. In the front court, he goes to Rumford. Scott City up by 8, and he's fouled with 59.7 to go. The foul will be on Eric Munson, his third, with 59.7 to go. This game's still far from over. Jackson Rumford with 30 points tonight. Make that, 30. Free throw number 1 rattles home. 45-36, 59.7 to go. This one to make it a 4-possession game. All of a sudden, some of the Lakin fans thinking they forgot their keys in their vehicle. Second free throw good for Rumford, and it's 46-36. That makes it a 4-score game with 55 seconds to go. The Beavers, who were once down 11 in the first quarter, held Lakin without a field goal for almost 2 quarters. Shot blocked, and then that was last touched by Rumford out of bounds. So he blocks Oldham's shot. Still Lakin ball with 46 seconds to go. They are making Lakin earn their shots here tonight. Good. And ball's almost stolen away, and it is by Tarango. And he gets harassed. And timeout for Gentry. It's a full. We'll take it. We'll take 30 seconds of it. 41.1 to go. The Beavers are close to getting a big victory here in Lakin. We'll come back in 30 seconds. This is Scott City basketball. In 30 seconds.
You are in the market for a new or used vehicle? Check out J&R Car and Truck Center of Scott City. J&R Car and Truck has a fully trained service and part staff for repairs on most makes and models of vehicles. Locally owned and operated, J&R Car and Truck Center provides new and used vehicles vehicles, stop on in and check out jrcarandtruck.com for your next vehicle. J&R Car and Truck Center, your Chevrolet and GMC dealership in Scott City.
City's last time out. They have the ball. Steckline to trigger it in. Oh, get it in. They avoid the 5 count. He just did it in about 4.99 seconds. And now a foul by Oldham in the backcourt. Rumford back to the line with 38.1 to go. Holcomb comes to town on Friday night. That foul on Oldham, his third. With 38.1 to go. First the 2 for Rumford. 2, 4, 6, 32 points for him. And make it 33. 47, 36, 38.1 to go. I believe when Scott City won in 2017 in this building, it was Droman, I believe, just Droman at the line. Oh, Rumford misses that one. The last touch by Scott City Steckline, and it'll belong to the Lakin Bronx. But it's an 11-point game with 36.5 seconds. Remember that 19 game was a throwback game at the high school. That one was a shootout there. Here's Oldham with it in the front court with 30 seconds to go. He'll pull up at the foul line and miss it. Rebound Steckline. The Beavers are getting close to coming out of here with a victory. No with it. Just get it across here, guys, with 20 seconds to go. Tarango with it. Avoid that 10 count, and then Tarango does get it across. Rumford in the right corner holds it wisely. 15 seconds to go. This Beaver team, once down 11 in the first quarter, has made it a 22-point turnaround. 8 seconds to go. What a big victory. Snapping an 8-game win streak for the Lakin Bronx. They'll do it here tonight, 47-36. This is by far the season low of points for the Lakin Bronx, who lose at home for the first time this year. Scott City 9-7, matches their win total from a year ago as well. We'll step aside for a 3-minute break. This is Scott City basketball. For a 3-minute break, this is